and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play Dungeons and Dragons to raise money for charity. My name is Dagmar and I am your host and Dungeon Master, and tonight it is our last one-shot of 2022. I am incredibly excited. We have an, if I may say so myself, fantastic one-shot, Death to Santa, where four intrepid elves who have been fired because they tried to unionize break back into Santa's factory and try to kill him. It is going to be great fun and hopefully a worthy end to our 2022. Now, obviously, we are raising money for charity. So first a little bit about the charity and then we'll bring on the players. We are still raising money for the Fourth Valley Rape Crisis Center. I can't speak tonight. This is a great sign. They support survivors of sexual violence and help those affected recover from trauma. You can find a link. It will be posted in the chat and the banner will also appear on your screen shortly. Please bear with us on the production side. Our producer is still a bit sick, so we're going to be nice to him and only fire him 8 times instead of 27. But do please help us reach our goal of £100. And if we do reach our goal of £100, I will be taking a shot of whiskey, at least one. So the faster we get there, the funnier my dungeon mastering will be. That being said, that is our charity for tonight. We need, of course, some elves, by which I mean players, to take on Old Saint Nick in tonight's game. The first is someone who hasn't played D&D in about 10 years, but is a very cool person as they study Asgard. No, not the place from Marvel and Norse mythology, but the microorganism. Everyone, please welcome Pedro Liao. Pedro!
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Science and Sorcery.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, you all.
Are you excited to kill Santa?
Yes, I'm always
Good.
dreamed to do this.
Do you celebrate Christmas?
No.
Perfect. The second person also quite possibly doesn't celebrate Christmas as he is Jewish. But we support people from all faiths coming together to kill Santa Claus. It is, of course, everyone's favorite paleontologist, dungeon master, and Velociraptor wrangler, Trevor Valley. Trevor.
Well,
Hi. You don't celebrate Christmas?
Not usually, no, but we were a dual faith household, so there was occasionally a Hanukkah bush, but
is
not
that
not
when
all
you
the
just
time.
Is that when you set the bush on fire? Like in the Old Testament? Yes.
Exactly. You use that as the primary candle in a very big menorah.
I love it. I actually want to see this. This would be really fun.
Give me a backyard and 20 minutes.
I'm coming over after this one shot. I'm flying to LA.
Please do.
I'm on holiday. Depends on how drunk I get, really. I don't have plane ticket money. Our third player, I'm very excited to have them here, is a proud union member and is actually the head of my chapter of the University College Union, Kirsty Graham.
Hey,
Kirsty, welcome.
Join the union.
Join the union. That is, apart from donate to charity and donate to strike funds, join the union is tonight's Science and Sorcery tip of the week. We've never done one before. We're starting now. It's probably going to be join the union every week. But hey, glad to see you're representing the UCU. Did feel a bit weird about tagging them in the promo posts. When we were first
I don't know, maybe there could be
a
Science and Sorcery UCU branch. Like, it's only a matter of time until the players unionize against
me. Yeah, this is why I keep firing them with no notice. I've been trying to get them to do it.
I mean, Sam really should be unionizing.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. And with that, let us bring on our final player of tonight, who's been mentioned multiple times already. The unionless but should unionize, Sam Langford. Hello, Sam.
Unionless, but I'm in a union. I'm in the UCU.
Well, you should unionize against me.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Been trying to. It's just like, yeah, it takes
It's just you and Alex against
it's just
me.
me, Alex. I don't think that qualifies. I don't think it's
No.
quite enough for us to get there.
It'll be a bit tricky, won't it? Especially as I keep busting your union, but hey. Now, as always, we are raising money for charity. If you want to help influence the game, you can donate money to make things happen. A donation of, let's say, £10 or $10 or whatever your local currency is, will allow you to decide something or suggest something that the players should do, something I should do. You can tell me to throw more Velociraptors at the players, just fun things. Characters are level 6 tonight, so maybe no Velociraptors, because they'll just be eaten. But we'll see. Other things that can influence the game are lovely players can tell me science facts, and they can get advantage in things. I've had requests for mammoths to show up at some point.
That would be cool.
We'll see what Santa's got in his factory. And I believe that is everything we have for the start of the game, before we can get started. So, without further ado, let's go kill Santa. Right. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the town, not a creature was stirring, not even a clown. But 4 elves were huddled around a big fireplace, plotting how they could punch Santa in the face. We start in a cozy living room, decorated for various holidays, not just Christmas, but all the other things which elves might celebrate this time of year. Huddled around the fireplace are 4 individuals, various types of individuals, but all with a common cause. Kirsty, would you like to describe your character, please?
My character is quite short for an elf. You notice them immediately because they are bright pink. Pink hat, pink hair, pink elf clothes. And, they're not only visually loud, but also vocally loud. And so it's kind of singing along, and even though it's a somber affair, is sort of like, you can see the bagpipes, they're not ready to come out, but they're there just in case the need should arise. This is UCU.
And I am glad to say that St. Andrew's pickets do tend to have bagpipes at them, which is a lovely affair.
Yeah.
Yes, and you're right that it is a somber affair. You do all look a little bit, not defeated quite yet, but you're all waiting for something to happen, and for something that would allow the tides to turn against the man who fired you.
Some somber bagpiping.
Yes, some somber bagpiping. Trevor, could you describe your character, please?
So, sitting with the group, but just slightly away from it for reasons, is a slightly taller, leucistic elf. Very, very white skin, piercing blue eyes, and a mask with slightly bluish and white-colored hair. And they're shifting ever so slightly. It's like they're just blurry along the edges. And this is Snow, Santa's former penetration tester and security expert.
Yep. We'll figure out what a penetration tester is. It's probably not what you think. Pedro, can you describe your character, please? What are they doing?
Sure. I'm sitting a little bit further, just observing my colleagues talking. I'm a little bit taller than usually an elf would be, and on contrary of my other colleagues, I have a dark blue skin, and I don't talk much unless but I'm really protective of the people around me. So unless you mess up with one of my friends, you won't have a problem with me.
Perfect. And Sam, your character, please.
So kind of tinkering away in the corner, you see Patch. So Patch is also a kind of a pink-skinned elf around 6 foot tall. A natural elf. I've got kind of silvery blue hair that's tied back into a messy bun, wearing kind of multicolored patchwork dungarees with a kind of bright yellow top underneath. Lovely rosy cheeks. And on my shoulder, kind of never leaving me, is a little servant called Jack, who is Jack in the Box. That looks like Elf on the Shelf.
Alright, so what we get from that is that all four of you are somehow sitting in your own corner, about equidistant from each other, just looking a little bit sad and waiting for something to happen. And as you sit there, suddenly you hear the sound of the flap of the postbox. It's something falling onto the doormat.
Snow, security-minded. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you first. You see, is not security-minded.
You see what appears to be a ghost-like version of Snow peel off of their body and immediately go to the front door, and then they swap places briefly as Snow picks up whatever this is.
Yeah, it is a thick parchment envelope that has a strange black wax seal on it with a symbol you recognize. It's the symbol of the one you asked for help, Krampus. The figure of Germanic legend. Thank you, Trevor. Who every year, for many years, would fight Santa Claus on Christmas Eve, though this tradition has long been broken.
I'll bring it back and hand it to our union representative. It looks like we have, shall we say, a benefactor.
You see you tears open the envelope, like shredded bits of envelope are flying.
And it's a very big envelope. For what is inside is only a small slip of paper. And it just says, "Get near the old man and blow." Signed, Krampus. And as you're reading this, you go, what? And then you look up, and on the side table, somewhere where there hadn't been anything before, you see a single golden whistle that seems to have appeared in the room while you were all preoccupied with the letter.
Patch is going to approach this whistle. Little thing to perhaps tinker with at some point. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a look at it and see what I can tell.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check if you like.
Arcana. It's a 13.
Okay. It's not hard to tell that this whistle is very, very magical. There is just power radiating off of it. And you assume that given the message that Krampus has sent you, whatever this whistle does, if you can get near the old man, this may just kill him.
Can I try blowing the whistle just now, just to see what happens?
Sam, you monster. Sure.
I'm only doing what Liz in the chat has told me to do.
Go ahead and blow the whistle?
Yeah, blow the whistle.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Snow is like, no!
A wisdom save. That is an 18.
Okay, in that case, you only take Ouch. 10 points of psychic damage. As you put the whistle to your lips and blow, no sound comes out, but you hear and you feel the sharp pain in your head, and you feel this sense of annoyance, and you hear a voice somewhere from deep within the mists of time go, "You really can't follow instructions, can you?"
Well, I'll turn to everyone else and be like, "Well, don't blow this whistle. Not until the time comes."
If you don't want to follow directions, that's one thing.
Did the instructions say don't blow it until we're at the big guy?
No, it says get near the old man and blow.
Well, I would argue that the instructions never said don't blow it when you're not there. So I'll follow the
You're a
instructions
tour maker.
Now, you all know, it being Christmas Eve, and you all having worked for Santa for at least a year, if not longer, that on Christmas Eve, Santa will be at his factory, preparing to go out to deliver presents around the globe. You also know he won't leave until midnight, and up until that point, the factory will be busy churning out the last presents, quality control checks, everything that goes along with this, the biggest present-giving operation in the world. You also know that there is a place called the Present Storeroom. A magical void, kind of like a bag of holding, where all of the presents are stored before Santa goes out, and that is linked to Santa's bag that he can pull gifts out of when he gets to the houses that he visits. And you think it's the most protected place because it's the most important place. And you're not sure where Santa's going to be in the factory, and he's probably going to be hard to reach, but if you can just get into that storeroom, and if you can wreak some havoc in there, he'll probably show up. What you need to do is break back into the factory and get to that storeroom.
I have an idea. Since the bag is connected to the storeroom, if we put the bag in the storeroom, it should create an infinite loop and detonate, causing the fat man to come and investigate. Ron, what do you think?
I think that's a possibility. We can try to do that. I like it. I'm in.
I mean, I have spent a lot of time mapping the workshop. In union organizing, mapping is very important. So, I've been doing a lot of mapping of the workshop. I know exactly who is in which sector, how likely they are to vote on a given issue. That kind of mapping. I got us covered for mapping.
And of course, with Patch's access to the, assembly line, I think this is a good plan.
Yeah, I think it's like the perfect plan. I would love to see it go boom in exactly the way you described. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. You know how to get to the factory, to the workshop. You've been going there every day for the past year. You don't get holidays or weekends. That's why you wanted to unionize. And I assume one of you has a really shitty old Mini or something you'll cram yourselves into and drive over. And as you get there, you drive past and you see the gates guarded as usual by many elves. High snow-covered walls surround the whole compound. And Snow, especially, you would know this being a bit of a security expert. The walls climbable. And you know where the camera blind spots are. And you had to consider telling Santa before he fired you. And then when he did, you decided, fuck it.
He didn't pay me
Yes.
for that. What he paid me for was, investigating how to get into other people's homes. I
Exactly.
kept telling him,
exactly.
like we have a very weak front gate, and of course you could come over. And then, of course, the whole chimney thing is just a complete waste of time. You keep a fire running, or, people will come down it. So, a fat man is just an idiot.
So, yeah, you can try to force your way in through the gates, but you have all been declared persona non grata by Santa when he fired you. So the walls may be your best option. And I realize at saying this that I have a party full of people who like to not do as they're told.
I mean, there is that.
The DM warning to you, you will not survive if you try to go in through the gates.
Challenge accepted.
Trevor, make me fire you.
I can teleport, damn it.
Well, you can do that for sure. Though you would also be aware there are guards patrolling the grounds as well. And they seem to have a regular schedule from what your previous observations have shown you.
So,
Are any of the guards unionized?
So, you attempted to unionize. The reason you were fired is because Santa wouldn't let you. So the union never actually got off the
So I
ground.
might know some union-friendly guards.
You might, yes.
and if we don't, they're scabs and we kill them.
Or that, yes.
What's the distance with the walls like?
So the walls are about 20 feet high.
And what do we see on top of the walls? Is it patrols? or-
So the tops of the walls are lined with broken shards of candy canes.
Of course. Yep.
What were you expecting, Sam?
Well, like
It's
that
not
or guards or
No,
That's
they're
the
just they're relatively thin walls. There's no guards on top of the walls.
okay.
Only guards at the
Um,
gates.
Having taken 10 points of damage from that whistle, I am going to use one of my potions of healing at this point, just to get a few HP back. That's not good. What does everyone else think about trying to?
You can either go over or through.
How would
There
we-
is an
how would we
option
do
to go underneath the wall by any chance, like in a tunnel or something.
You can try to dig, yes. Digging is allowed.
What do you guys think? It's like
Does anyone
ice.
have proficiency in digging?
I do not.
I don't
Just
think
jeweler's
I have.
tools. It'll be a very long time, but we're elves. We live a while.
Okay.
I mean, I could get up there very easily and throw a rope down, but I don't know about clearing the broken shards of disgusting mouth. Ugh, I hate candy canes. I could give that a shot.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I will manifest echo on top of the wall.
On top of the wall,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
So the wall is only like a couple of feet wide, so you can stand on top of it. Yeah, it's... Candy canes aren't great for security. They are sharp, but they're also kind of brittle, so if you just stomp around a little bit, you can just sort of smush them.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I will then exchange places with my echo and start sweeping off an area and
Yep.
throw my rope down to the rest of the group.
Yep, you can definitely do that. If everyone else, if you want to try to get up on the wall, if you can make me an athletics check, please.
Will it be an advantage if I'm helping?
Yes, it will be at advantage, yeah. If you've got the rope.
Okay.
Since it's fairly safe to stand on there now, I'm gonna starlight step and teleport up.
Okay, yeah, you can do that as well. Pedro, if at any point you don't know what I mean when I say roll this or that, just ask and I will clarify.
Yeah, just not sure if everyone's rolling at the same time or have turns or something. But,
No,
okay.
just roll for it. If we're not in combat, you can just yell out numbers.
That was a 2 plus 3. It's a 5.
Okay,
Did you roll
did
at
an
advantage?
so you can roll it again and just take the higher one.
Okay. That's 17 plus 3, 20.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you make it up the wall, no problem. Kirsty?
I rolled a 16.
Yeah, you're fine. You will make it to the top of this wall, and thankfully it is snowing quite a bit. So although you are quite exposed where you currently are, no one seems to have noticed you yet. You can see in the distance across the parking lot, you can see 2 guards patrolling near a side door. What's everyone's passive perception? Hold on. No, you can't make out any real details about these guards from where you are. You don't know if you recognize them. But they seem to be moving past the door and away. You could try to make a run for it.
Get distraction.
We need to get down from this wall and then
Yeah.
make a run for it.
Yeah. It's about 40 feet from the wall to the entrance.
And then is it 20 feet down from the wall
Yeah.
as well?
It is 20 feet down from the wall. You do have a rope.
Just lower the rope down. Just kind of like, look, it's like, why is everybody looking to jump? Oh, there's a rope.
Yeah, you can make your way down easily enough with the rope. Except one of you remains at the top. Because someone needs to hold on to the rope.
Yeah, of course. And then at the end, I will just swap places with my Echo on the ground.
Yes, that's fine.
Echo Knights in movement are bad news for DMs. I'll just tell you right now.
Honestly, Trevor, this is fine. Okay, so you're now in the parking lot. If you want to, you can crouch behind the cars and try to make your way through the parking lot towards the door. The guards have moved even further along now and seem to be about to turn a corner.
UCU, since the start of this heist, has been humming under her breath. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but we are sneaking behind the cars and UCU is doing sneaky sounds.
Alright, so are you trying to be stealthy?
I have a disadvantage. I'm not a stealthy person, so I'm bright pink and have a megaphone. I am humming is the quietest I'm gonna be, unless someone points it out.
Doing rolls between cars.
Anyone who wants to try to sneak forward can make a stealth check if they want to. If you're not trying to be stealthy, that's also fine.
I'm definitely trying to be stealthy.
Can I
my
roll
whole
a
job.
performance?
What?
Can I check my performance and see how these
Yes,
rolls, like my
absolutely.
somersaults across cars, are going?
Yes, absolutely.
15.
Okay, and Trevor, what'd you get for your stealth?
30.
Perfect. Anyone else rolling anything?
I'm doing it also. I have an advantage, but let's try.
Yep. Sam, what did you say?
19.
For stealth or performance?
Oh, stealth, sorry.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I got an 8.
Okay, so yeah, Patch, Snow, you're basically, you know this parking lot like the back of your hand. You practice all your maneuvers, your infiltration maneuvers here. Even though the cars are never in exactly the same place, you know where every car is. You know exactly how high they are and how you need to hide. Patch, you're kind of following in Snow's footsteps, but you're being quiet enough on your own. Run, you're trying to be stealthy, but you're kind of bobbing your head along to UCU's singing. And yeah, you're just, you're trying to have a good time with this. You're breaking into your old place of employment. You're gonna go kill your boss. It's a good time. Okay. UCU, as you somersaults very acrobatically across the parking lot. You make it, given that you're somersaulting and everyone else is sneaking, you probably make it there first, to the last stretch of ground before you get to the door. And you somersault nearly into a snowman.
What does the snowman look like? Is it a happy snowman?
So
Does the snowman want to join a union?
Do you ask the snowman?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the snowman does. It's your classic snowman: top hat, scarf, carrot for a nose, coal for eyes, and happy mouth. And as you ask it, do you want to join a union? Which is the sequel to Do You Want to Build a Snowman from Frozen? The mouth turns down, and you realize this snowman is alive, as the other one, spotting Ran, turns to face you. And I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Snow golems.
And I will roll some initiative. Okay.
Oh, where is this one?
So on your character sheet, next to your big long list of ability scores, there will be your armor class and a shield. Next to that is your initiative.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Okay, did anyone roll above a 20?
21.
Perfect.
Yeah, go paladin.
Okay, 15 to 20? Trevor?
18
18? And what's your dex modifier?
plus 5.
Okay, yep.
Shatterkai with the elven accuracy feat. Ah.
Okay, and then 10 to 15?
Oh, I got 17. Sorry, just after.
Oh, 17, sorry. 17 for Patch. And Kirsty, what did you get?
6.
Perfect. Okay, in that case, Ron, you are up first. You see this angry snowman construction turning to face you, and it looks real unhappy that you're here. What would you like to do?
Strike for the face with a spear.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely... You want to get up close to it?
How far we are?
You're about 10 feet away from it only, so you can get up to it easily.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, in that case, yeah, you can go up to it, and you can go ahead and make your attacks. Next to your spear, there should be like a plus something button. You can just click that.
Yes. That's 18 plus 3, 21.
Yep, that definitely hits. So go ahead and roll some damage for that.
That's a 6.
6, cool. Okay. 6. That is great, and I think you get to make 2 attacks per turn as a level 6 paladin.
Yeah, there's a 1d6 and 1d8 on the size of the sphere. Should I run the one on the down at?
So you can make the whichever spear it is that you have at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make another attack against the same one.
Okay.
Unless I'm getting paladins wrong, but hey, sue me.
And it's a 1.
A 1 to hit. You first have to roll to hit again. You first have to try to hit it before you can roll damage.
It's 9.
Yeah,
Plus
9
3,
will...
12. Yeah.
Yeah, no, a 12 will not hit. So you stab at it once, and your spear goes into this pile of snow. But this snowman, as you try to stab it again, it brings one of its stick arms up, and you realize that's not a wooden stick. That stick is made of metal. And your spear bounces off of it. Snow, we now come to you. You see, Ran, has suddenly started fighting a snowman that appears to be alive.
Okay. How close are they? Like 10 feet? Or am I further away?
Yeah, you'd be about 15 feet away probably still.
Okay,
We're a little bit further to the side.
That's pretty easy. Yeah, I will just close the distance.
Yep.
And not really flank, but stand next to Ron.
Yep.
And absolutely attack this thing.
Go for it.
I will just pull my rapier and attempt to stab. And that would be a 22.
Yep, that hits.
Awesome. So it's 1d8 plus 7 plus my sneak attack.
Nice.
Which would be, I think it's only like 1d6. So that will be a total of 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Nice. You slice into the snowman with your rapier and take a chunk of snow out. But yeah, it's doing some good damage. It's definitely still up. Okay. That brings us to Patch.
So how far away from the snowman am I?
You'd be about 20 feet because you were a little bit behind snow.
Okay. I'm gonna. First of all, I'm gonna use a branding smite on my great club.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna hold that in place for now, I think.
Yep.
And then, am I gonna hold that in place? No, I'm gonna make my way towards the snowman at this point. Just the branding smite.
The same one that Snow and Ron are up against, or the other one?
Oh, that's right. There's two. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yes, there are two. Ron is fighting one of them. UCU is next to the other. The two snowmen are only about 5 feet. Like, there's about a 5-foot gap between the two.
Okay, I will go for the one that is with UCU then. If
Cool.
They're the only one
Yep.
fighting now. And yeah, I'm going to use my great club to take a swing at that snowman.
Go for it.
Which is going to be a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Okay, that's going to be one of these. And then those. It's going to be 16 points of damage.
Okay. And is that with your branding smites?
Yep.
So what type of damage are these?
So the first one is going to be bludgeoning, and then the branding smite is going to be radiant.
Okay. Cool. And that was 16.
Yep. So
All
there's
right.
6 points of bludgeoning, and then the 10 point radiant.
Cool. Okay.
Tim.
Yeah. So you bash into this snowman. It turns and glares at you, if coal eyes could glare. It is now the snowman's turn.
Can I jump in for a second? It's now Jack in the Box's turn, because Jack shared my initiative.
Okay, yep, go for it.
So this elf on the shelf is going to take a melee weapon attack at the same snowman.
Okay, go for it.
So
Go for the carrot.
that's going to be another 16 to hit.
Yep,
Pull out the cold of its eyes.
And that is going to be 9 points of force damage.
Force damage. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do math. Cool. All right. Yep. Yes. This tiny elf on the shelf. What kind of weapon does it have?
So it is basically going to be when it goes to attack that it will close itself down, and then launch out.
Yeah. Okay.
With a whole
Yeah.
bunch
So
of
this
stuff.
little Jack in the Box suddenly closes up and then explodes out towards this snowman, hitting it in the carrot. It is now the snowman's turn. The first snowman is going to make 2 attacks, one against Snow and one against Ron.
The attack against Snow is at disadvantage due to the cloak of displacement.
Yes.
And the attack
me,
against
good.
Ran is at disadvantage because the steel defender can deflect the attack.
What is a steel defender?
Oh,
Are you close enough?
You said they're within 5 feet of each other, right?
They're 10 feet apart.
You said 5 feet before, so...
No, there is a 5-foot gap between them.
Okay, well, UCU will get any disadvantage then when it comes to that snowman. Never mind.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so then when that is not going to hit, because that was only a 12 against Snow. But then against Ron, that is a cocked dice, because I have no space to roll. Yeah, that's a 22 to hit against Ron. So as it just throws itself at Ron, covering you in snow, and slams its body into you, Ron, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage from the snowman. The other snowman is going to look at Patch, and it is going to let out a gust of freezing wind. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I use a reaction for shield? That's not going to work for this, is
That's
it?
not gonna. No, this isn't a. This is like a breath weapon.
Yeah. What save? Sorry.
Dexterity.
That's a 13.
A 15. Yeah, you do make the save.
13.
13. Okay, no, then you don't make the save. In which case you take 17 points of cold damage as this freezing wind builds up a layer of ice around your feet. You are stuck in place. Your speed is reduced to 0 until you use your action to break free.
Okay.
Okay, and that brings us to UCU.
I am infuriated. How dare Comrade Snowman do this? I pull out one hand axe. I pull out a second hand axe.
Perfect.
Straight for the coal eyes.
Okay, go ahead and make your attacks.
18, the first
Yeah,
one.
that hits.
Ooh, and the second one was a natural 20.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
your double damage. Air horns,
Okay.
air horns, air horns.
Okay. The first one, that was a 6, and let me add. That's 20 points of damage.
In total for both attacks?
Total, yeah.
Nice, okay. Yeah, you lay into this snowman. You take off one of its arms. You don't cut the arm itself, you just cut it out of the snow. But yeah, you're cutting into the scarf, into the carrot. It's starting to look real bad for this particular snowman. That brings us back to the top of the round to Ron. Ron, you've had the snowman slam itself into you, and it was not pleasant. What would you like to
And
do?
now, I'm inside the snowman now, or what?
No, you're not.
what-
You're still up against it.
Okay.
Yeah. It just threw itself at you, which is not pleasant. Very cold.
I was wondering how of a terrible idea would be to light up a torch against the snowman, try to melt it.
You can certainly try. What is
Okay.
his expression, Trevor?
I love the idea. Melt the bastard.
Okay, let's try that.
Alright, so, I mean, a torch is a bit of, yeah, go ahead and make an attack as if it's a spear, but we'll just say it's a torch, so the damage will be different.
Okay. That's a 6. And
Yeah, the
a
6
2.
are these two hits. Yeah, you light a torch, and the snowman looks afraid. And then it like Matrix style dodges out of the way of the torch, which is shocking because these things are not very dexterous. And again, throws the arm up as you're trying to block as you're trying to whack it with this burning torch, but you don't manage to hit it.
Okay.
Now, having heard some kind of commotion, the two guards you saw earlier come running around the corner, and you realize that even if you tried, you wouldn't have been able to recognize these because you've never seen them before. Two gingerbread men come running towards you and stop. They don't quite manage to make it up to where you are, but both of them are going to try to make ranged attacks. One against UCU and one against Patch, who would be the closer ones to them. So are these both a disadvantage, Sam?
No.
Yes,
if
I can shield protect.
Because
Patch,
you're a
right?
fighter.
Mhm.
So is that a disadvantage then, or is it just a bonus to AC for Patch?
That imposes disadvantage.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing,
So,
thank you.
yeah. Disadvantage. Well, you avoided a natural 20, but that is still going to be a 17 to hit, Patch.
I'm gonna
and
die. I literally am gonna die.
A natural 1 against UCU. As this gingerbread man, they both tear gumdrops off of their chest and hurl them at you. So, Patch, you're gonna take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As a gumdrop bounces off your head.
Do we get to eat the gumdrops?
After the fight, yes.
Looting the gumdrops.
Looting the gumdrops. So that is the gingerbread golem's turn. Snow, we come back to you.
How far away are the gingerbread men?
So where you are, they would be about 25 feet.
Perfect.
Not 20 feet, but...
I will, as a bonus action, manifest my echo within like about 15 feet away from them. Or
Yep.
15 feet away from me.
Yeah. So 5
And-
feet away from them?
So 5 feet away from them. They're
Yep.
in melee then, right?
Yes.
Then I will pull out my hand axe and throw it at one of the gingerbread men.
Go for it.
And I have advantage because my echo is next to them.
Yes, you do.
Oh, it's like Echo Knight.
That gives you advantage? That's very useful for rogues.
Yeah, it is.
I like this.
It's, yeah, it sucks because I can attack from my echo space if need be. Oh, sorry, that was damage. I didn't want to do that. First one and two. First is a 16. Second is a 20.
Yep, both hits. Are you aiming for the same gingerbread man?
No, that was an advantage. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
So-
only aiming at one, and that
Yep.
was.
Yes,
10,
no, that will
10
hit.
10 points of hand axe and 1 point of sneak attack. So 11.
Nice. 11. Okay, yeah, you just take a big chunk of gingerbread out of this man. He's still up. Doesn't look good.
Okay, well then I'm done.
Okay.
I already used my bonus action.
Yep. In that case, that brings us back around to Patch. Patch, you cannot move currently, but you can do everything else as normal.
So am I on the floor or am I stood?
No, you're still standing. There's
I
just
saw
ice built up around, like, your legs.
And I'm still just 5 foot away from.
5 foot away from the snowman who is not looking good.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna take 2 swings because I realized I
Yep.
get an extra attack.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take 2 swings.
Go for it.
Use me at the snowman. So the first one is going to be unnatural 20 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll your
Um,
damage.
The second one is going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage for the first one.
And that is going to be 4.
Yep. And the second one?
It's going to be 9.
That is exactly what you needed. You take your great club, was it?
Yep.
And you just bring it down over the head of this snowman, which bursts open into its little components of snow. It is now your little elf on the shelf's turn.
Yep. Who is going to hop on over, if possible, to the closest non-injured gingerbread man?
Yep, that's possible. They're about 10 feet away from you.
Okay, cool. And is going to take a melee weapon attack against them,
Yep.
which is going to be a natural 20.
Go ahead and roll your double damage for your little
This
elf on the
thing's gonna do
shelf.
all the damage, isn't it? That is going to be 19 points of force damage.
And it just explodes, this gingerbread golem. Little bits of gingerbread and gumdrop and icing rain down around your familiar. I don't know how to describe this thing.
Steel servant.
Your little servant, as it explodes this.
Little mechanical nightmare.
Yes. You. The snowman in front of you is dead. One of the gingerbread golems is dead. There is one snowman and one gingerbread man left.
I haven't yet asked the gingerbread man if they want to join a union.
No, you have.
And
not.
I've also personally, I've never played a bard before, but I believe one of the things I can do is roll to seduce.
Perfect.
This is not
Perfect.
limited to bards, but absolutely, if you want to try to seduce
But
the
bards are the
gingerbread
best
man.
at it.
You will be rolling at disadvantage because it is currently in combat with you and your party.
Okay, I think it's still worth a try. I have some
Yep.
good ginger facts that might
Okay.
help.
Yep.
So I wander over there
Mhm.
and say India produces almost 2 million tons of ginger per year, but I just need one bite.
Okay, for that, I'll give you advantage, so that will be a straight roll to try to seduce the gingerbread man.
And is this performance?
This would be persuasion, probably.
Persuasion. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Basically
Or
the same thing.
deception if you don't actually want to seduce.
19.
19. Okay. It looks are you saying this in common? Or in a different language?
Ooh. What do I know what gingerbread people speak?
You can make an Arcana check to try to see if you would know this.
It's going to be like Simlish or something, isn't it?
13.
13. You're not that familiar with golems, but you have worked in this factory for a while, so you're pretty sure it would understand common, but you're not sure what other languages it would speak.
Plutonian.
I'll say it in common, but I'll also be gesturing.
Gesturing, cool. It just kind of stands there, looking a little bit confused. And it just kind of tilts its head to the side as if it's considering what you just told it. You want to do anything for a bonus action?
Ooh, I had not thought of this. No, I don't want to do anything. with
That's
bonus
fine.
action.
That brings us back to
I
the
was
top of the
surprised to get
round.
that far.
That brings us back to Ran.
I'm a little worried with Patch. How far am of him?
Patch is about 10 feet, 15 feet away from you. But you are currently in combat with a snowman.
Oh yeah, that's true. I still have my torch.
You still have your torch. You can still you can try to hit it with the torch.
Yeah, so I'll try to. Since he's afraid of the torch at the moment, I will.
Did not
try
look happy
to-
about that fire. You
I'll
can try to hit him again.
I'll try to hit him, but first
Yeah.
I'll try to kind of turn or corner him as further as possible as from the other people.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can definitely place yourself between it and Patch and UCU.
Yeah, sounds good. And then try to hit him again.
Yeah, so go ahead, you can make your 2 attack rolls.
So first the hit, right?
Yep.
That's 8 plus 3, 11.
That doesn't hit Pedro. Oh no.
I'm horrible at this.
Gets a second attack on it.
Yeah, you do get a second attack.
Yeah, let's see. It's a 2.
Pedro, how do you keep rolling so low?
Dice hate me. Government, that's not the issue now.
Okay, no, you're trying, but with you're trying to maneuver to get between the snowman and your friends, and because you're kind of distracted, the snowman's able to like karate chop the torch away from it every time. Don't worry, there will be more chances for Pedro to try to land attacks on things. It just may not be the snowman. Snow, what would you like to do?
Let's see. Snowman's down, gingerbread golem's down.
Yep.
There's still one of each.
One of each left, yep.
Did Patch hit the one that I hit on the gingerbread men?
No. He hit the undamaged one, yep.
Okay, cool. So then one's dead, one's damaged.
Yeah, one's dead, one's pretty badly damaged, yeah. The snowman in front of you isn't looking too bad. Oh no. This is bad news for my golems.
I will look at Ron. Will you give me that? And grab the torch from his hand and shove it into the face of the snowman. Okay,
go ahead and make your attack.
Would this be a strength or a dex attack?
It would be strength based, probably.
So 6 on that. 14?
That just misses.
Oh god.
The snowman is undefeated.
Oh.
What's going on?
Yeah, Ron hadn't quite gotten the message and is still holding onto it, so you're holding it, but so is Ron, and you're trying to together slap the snowman in the face with a torch. It's not working.
I think I'm gonna end up dying with this torch, like harming myself trying to hit this snowman.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting anyone to die in the parking lot, but if that's what happens tonight, so be it. Anything you want to do for your bonus action?
Yes, I will unleash my incarnation. I can do that twice every long rest. And I can make one additional attack from my echo's position.
Yep.
So the echo will take an attack on the gingerbread man. Yeah.
Yep.
With its rapier. Mm-hmm. That will be a 14.
That also just misses.
Damn it!
Everything
was going so well. Now I can't hit anything. What just happened?
The curse of Pedro. The gingerbread man it's not really paying attention to your echo. It's looking at UCU in confusion. And yet this seems to throw you and your echo off a little bit as well, because you were expecting it to still be aggressive and it's not, and so you don't really know what to do with this information.
I can't set Cole on fire and he's not. I don't even understand anymore.
Okay. It is the gingerbread golem's turn. The gingerbread golem continues to just stare at UCU. And it just seems to be thinking. Patch.
I'm going to take out my crossbow and take one shot at the remaining snowman and one shot at the remaining gingerbread man.
Okay, go for it.
The one at the snowman is going to be an unnatural 20.
That does hit.
Which is going to be 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And the gingerbread man is going to be 25 to hit.
Yeah, that does hit.
Which is 12 points of damage.
Then, as the gingerbread golem seems to be thinking about the facts it's just learned about Ginger and what this strange pink creature, which it was told is an enemy, has been telling its head just gets taken off by a crossbow bolt. Sorry, UCU.
UCU just stares at Patch and pulls a flyer from her back pocket and was like, I was going to turn them.
I look quite closely at the leaflets because that was a big part of my union work was the leaflet production. I was able to make them look very nice. So like, I'm sorry, but I've taken a lot of damage, so they need to go.
Yeah. It is your your own personal golem's turn.
It's gonna hop on over to the snowman and.
How much movement does it have?
40 feet.
Oh yeah, yep. That's ridiculous. Yes,
Yep.
it can absolutely make it there. Go ahead and make its attack.
Steel defenders are broken. I love them.
They're great. I love them. That is a 17 to hit.
That does hit. That's good news, finally.
And that is 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Okay. Yeah. The snowman is starting to look a little bit like it's definitely taken some damage at this point, as it gets bashed in the back probably by this little jack-in-the-box. UCU. We're back to. Oh no! Sorry, no. It's the snowman golem's turn first. It is confused and annoyed, but it is going to try to make another slam attack against Snow and another one against Ran. So that will be a nat 19 against Snow.
At disadvantage?
Oh, nope. Sorry, natural 1 against Snow.
Aha!
And a 15 against Ran. So both of those miss, as while you are both holding onto this torch, first it completely misses where Snow is, given your cloak. And then as it tries to readjust and tries to slam itself into Ran, given you're still holding onto the torch, your attempt to pull it back from Snow just pulls you out of the way of the snowman's attack. UCU, now it's your turn.
Small little UCU pulls out this big warhammer. It's like an oversized carpentry mallet.
Love it.
And goes to bop the snowman on the head.
Yep. Go for it. Go ahead and make your attacks. Possibly
17 to hit.
That does hit.
And only 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Hey, it's a hit. It's a hit.
It's a
better
hit.
than what I'm doing.
It's better than nothing. Yep. The snowman takes the damage. Bonus action?
Bonus action, no, that one, because that one's 2 weapons, right, for my warhammer?
Yeah,
Two-handed.
it's
Yeah.
two-handed,
But
yeah.
I can't, no,
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay. Then we come back to Ron.
Just wanna point out that we learned a valuable lesson last round. Like, don't wait too long to join your union. You never know what's gonna happen.
Your head might explode. Yep.
Yep.
Alright, you still have the snowman in front of you.
I mean,
You can grab the torch back from Snow if you want to.
Here, have it.
You've just been playing tug of war with this torch this whole time.
Apparently, unionizing to hit the snowman is not working.
But yeah, I mean, let's try to do the final blow now. Finally, the dice
Yep.
cannot hate me forever, right? At one
No.
point, you're gonna.
Statistically, no.
Okay, so the hit
So
points
go
for
ahead, roll your
spear.
2d20s. What's your attack?
Oh, it's a 19.
Yes, that does hit! Yes!
Yes.
And now you can, this is the first time we're hitting something with a torch. So go ahead and roll 2d4 and add your strength modifier to it.
Okay. Oh god, what I did. It was a lot of dices.
Just 2d4, Pedro.
Donate £10 for Pedro to get all the dice.
Yes.
Okay. Now it worked. It's 4 plus 1, 5.
5. Okay, and it takes double damage because it is vulnerable to fire. As parts of the snowman's face just start to melt away, you get a second attack. Go ahead and make your second attack.
I rolled a hit again, right?
Yeah, roll to hit, and then roll damage if you hit.
It's 15 plus 3, 18.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and make another 2d4 plus strength.
Yay! That's 1 plus 4, 5.
5, nice. Yeah, again, it takes double damage. So yeah, this snowman is starting to melt. It is not looking too good as we come to Snow's turn.
Just look sadly down at at the melting snowman and just kind of just pull the rapier out and just look, just stab it.
Go for it.
Completely just non-emotional, just like this stupid snow golem. Just die already. I'm now stealing the term, does an unnatural 20 hit?
It does, yes.
Excellent.
You only needed a 15. It's not my fault. You rolled like 3 14s in a row.
Okay, and so it will be a total of 13 points of damage.
Okay, it is still up.
What?
But it is barely. It is clinging to its constructed, magic-infused life as we come back around. Unless you have a bonus action.
No.
To Patch, then.
No.
Patch.
I'm gonna launch a sacred flame at it, hopefully.
Go for it.
So I need a dex save, please.
That is not what it's good at. Oh, that's a natural 17. For 17.
So it passes.
Yeah.
But that is...
Can you do more than... Is this fire damage?
No, it's not. It's radiant damage, but it doesn't seem as though it takes half damage on a save, so I think that just fails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it manages to dodge sort of behind Ron and UCU, because you're trying to hit it, and your allies are in the way, so that does not hit. It is your little golem's turn.
Yep, it's gonna do the same. Which is gonna be a 15 to hit.
That does hit.
So
Kill this damn thing.
It's gonna be 8 points of damage.
That is 2 more than you needed, as this last snowman explodes into a puff of powdery snow. You have bested the guards, and can now safely, and seemingly not yet noticed, make your way into the factory now that you have left no witnesses.
UCU looks at Patch and says, "You look like you could use some health on the shelf."
Oh.
I would love that. And like Dagmar, I feel like there should be a bonus added to that just because it's
Depends on what Kirsty's trying to do, but what I decide the bonus.
I was just trying to make Patch laugh and cheer their
For
spirit.
casting a healing spell.
Oh, that's even better.
I have no spells.
Am I right to think that only the paladin can heal us?
The artificer has some healing potions. Patch, you're so happy you regained 4 hit points.
Aww.
It's Christmas.
Right, a couple of things I want to do before we head on in is I would like to see if there's any gumdrop buttons around.
There are several, yes. You can pick
Okay, I'm
those
going
up.
to take one and hold on to it for the time being.
Okay, you can do that.
And then I'm going to hand out...
I probably shouldn't
I
have
didn't
thrown
realize-
the paper that has the gumdrop attack thing like 3 meters away from me.
Say that again?
I shouldn't have thrown the paper that tells me how the gumdrop attacks work 3 meters away from me.
I'm not looking for an attack.
Okay, cool.
Eat 'em.
I'm going to
Snacks.
hand out a couple of different things at this point, so I'm
Yep.
going to give everybody a regular healing potion. I've got enough for everyone.
Yep.
And I'm also going to give you all a special... That's horrible, Sam, don't say that. An additional potion. I was going to say a special ointment. So
Just some lube.
yeah. So this is a kind of weapon ointment that you can apply to a weapon, and it gives you 2d4 elemental damage of your choice.
Yeah.
for the next 5.
No, Sam, of your choice. You're the one who made them.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, you can decide that they get to choose what it is.
Yeah, I would rather you guys get to choose,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I would say that Santa's probably going to be invulnerable to fire, I would imagine, from going down chimneys. But yeah, when you use it, 2d4 to every attack for the next 5 times you attack. So yeah, you have those now.
And if you need a reminder of how those work, just let me know. If anyone's played The Witcher 3, it's like when you put oil on one of your Witcher swords.
I am taking the 4 chunks of coal that were the eyes of these defeated snow golems.
You can do that. Anyone else want to do anything? There's some scarves. They're not union scarves, Kirsty.
What color are they?
They're like red, green, and yellow striped.
No pink.
No pink.
Not interested.
They're like 2 people have like these outfits that anything else will be clashing. Because I'm dressed in like black and white. Very, very like dual color. Just then pink. I love it.
Okay. Alright, no one else? Yes?
Is it weird to eat gingerbread golems?
I'd do it.
You can certainly do that.
I'm trying to decide how UCU would feel about this. I think they're too person-like. I think UCU would want to unionize them, but is really like thinking about it.
Yeah.
So UCU is in her own little world for a moment, like just staring at the gingerbread bodies.
Yeah.
Pat's going to look at you thinking about this and be like, well, they seem to have been siding with the old man, so I feel like it falls into eat the rich.
And Patch, you having made your own little golem, you would know a little bit more about them. So the languages they speak all the languages that its creator speaks, but they can't speak themselves. So they can't really respond verbally. And yeah, they are aligned with their creator. They just apparently had never met anyone with a sense of humor before, which is why one of them was very confused by UCU.
Mm-hmm.
So
you had to eat the rich, yeah.
They are built to be scabs. Santa looked at your attempts to unionize and went, you know what won't unionize against me? Something that I've built from scratch. Alright, do you want to try the door?
Can anyone heal me?
Yeah. I now I can reach out to Patch. I can give him a healing touch or something.
Yeah, I can pull up your character sheet as well, actually, Pedro, so I can...
Lay on hands.
I'm pretty sure I got Pedro some healing spells when we made his character, because, to be fair, at that time I didn't realize that this was going to be a party with, like, no spellcasters, really, so...
We're heading to, we're going to kill somebody. Of course, we're mostly melee classes.
Yeah.
This is the Cure Wounds, or?
Yeah, you do have Cure Wounds, so you can cast Cure Wounds on Patch, yeah.
Oh, I just roll this to the 8 plus 3.
Yep.
Okay. This is 10 total.
Cool.
Amazing, thank you so much.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're in the parking lot. You're kind of huddled next to the door at this point. I assume Snow would have sort of pushed you to get out of the direct line of sight of anyone who might appear in this space. What would you like to do?
Is this the main door or the door to
No.
the...
This is a side door, but your experience with this place, you do know that it leads directly into the main factory floor. Which is, you're not going to be in a wide open space, it's a very busy area. So you would be able to sneak in if you wanted to.
So knowing that he is a wage-slaving slumlord, I'm going to check to see if this door is locked. Because he is the type of person to lock the door to prevent any, smoke rings.
Yep, and the reason that is no longer legal to lock the doors in factory buildings in the United States is because of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, which killed a lot of people. The door is locked.
Breaking out the thieves' tools. I mean, come on, let's go.
Go ahead and make your check. It doesn't look like a complex lock.
11. Sucked.
What did you say?
11.
That's enough.
Oh, okay.
It's a very, very simple, like someone just took a key and turned it. So, yeah.
It's like I'm +8 to thieves' tools, and it's just like, nah.
Yeah, so you're very stressed because you feel like this might be a more complex lock, especially with, you being fired recently, probably other people being fired at seeing these golems. But no, Santa is still just skimping on the security measures. Candy cane,
kept telling him.
broken glass, and yeah, he's not. He thinks he's untouchable. And which is why he never listened to you.
We'll just open the door and wave everyone in.
Lock open, yep, and you enter the familiar factory grounds. You can see all of the assembly lines, presents getting wrapped on one side of the room, things being created, some of your former colleagues. You're tinkering away at their various stations, building the presents. There is an air of urgency, but you notice there are people missing. Colleagues who were sympathetic to your union efforts, who should be here, but they're not. And you imagine that Santa fired them too for their traitorous attempts to unionize. Given how busy it is here, there are two things you can do as you try to make your way across the factory floor. You can see the door you want to go through all the way on the other side, the door that will lead you to the stairs that go up towards the present storage room. This is going to be a skill challenge, which there are two things that you can try to do. You need to try to get across the floor. You can either sneak, or you can persuade the other elves to not pay attention to you, whatever skills you think might apply. The other thing you can try to do is to disrupt the assembly line, to try to stop Santa's presents from getting made. If you manage that, things might be easier for you at the end. So what I'm going to allow you to do, I'm going to let everyone make 3 different skill checks, or expend a spell slot or a single-use item of some kind. You can make 2 checks for one of these things and 1 check for the other, and it will be a collective skill check, so we want more successes than failures. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. This is a chance for you to be creative. Again, if you've got some science facts about factories, gingerbread, snowmen, anything we've seen so far, do tell me, and you'll get advantage on these things. Do your best. Try to disrupt the old man's work and get yourselves across that floor. Who would like to go first? Who has an idea for something they want to do? Trevor is laughing, so I think we're gonna have to start with Trevor.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, there are presents being wrapped at one end.
Yep.
That means there's some sort of either machine or large storage.
It is elves. Elves wrapping things, tossing them into big carts.
Perfect. So there's a lot of wrapped presents on one side and a lot of paper on the other.
Yup.
I picked up 4 chunks of coal.
Yes, you did.
Coal, when it's burning, by the way, burns at 2,500 degrees Celsius or 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Using a combination of acrobatics, stealth, and sleight of hand, I'm going to ignite these pieces of coal and drop
Okay.
2 in the wrapped presents bin
Mhm.
and 2 in the paper storage area,
Okay.
causing a massive fire.
Okay, so we'll just do one skill for this.
Okay.
So what do you say? Acrobatics, athletics,
Acrobatics, sleight of hand, stealth.
So in order to get close enough, you'll need to do stealth for this one.
Okay.
Or
was a
you can do,
24.
or you could, yep. 24 is a success on the disruption level of things. You sneak forward, coal in hand, and I assume you have a tinder box or something to catch them with, something
I
to
actually,
spark.
it is in my inventory.
Yep.
Looking at it.
I guess you would have come up with some other way to light it otherwise.
A torch, yeah.
Bringing a burning torch in would make you less stealthy. You would have had advantage on that roll as well, so you can take an advantage for your facts on the temperature of coal burning.
Yeah.
You don't need to use it now. You can use it. You can use it in
okay.
the future.
Okay, because I just rolled and it was a 20. So
Yeah. Yep. That's fine. It was already a success. So yeah, and this fire, and it starts small. Because it's just a few little pieces of coal, but you can see them smoldering, and you know this is gonna go up in flames soon. Who else would like to make a skill check? Sam, Patch.
First of all, Patch is going to use Disguise Self.
Okay.
And would like to change his appearance to start to look like a kind of taller, elderly gentleman with a large red suit and a big white beard.
Yeah, you can do that. What would you like to do with this?
I'm just doing that for now.
Okay.
Just to assume that form.
Mm-hmm.
I then want to cast. Where was the fires again? Like there's one.
The fire that Snow has just started is at one end of the hall where the wrapped presents are.
Okay.
The wrapping paper and the wrapped presents.
And how far at distance would you say there is between that?
Between the two piles?
Yeah.
The wrapping paper is kind of in like a central pile that people are grabbing bits from, and the big container with presents is maybe 15 feet away.
Okay. Does the spell grease, is that flammable grease?
Yes.
Oh, whoa!
So I would like to cast grease in between the two to hope
Yep.
that it causes them to come up in flames a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. You're expending spell slots for both of these things, right?
That's fine.
No. Spending a spell slot is an automatic success on the check.
Okay.
So I'll give you Disruption. The grease will go to Disruption. The other one will go to you getting across. Because people aren't going to stop you if you look like Santa. Okay, so that is a total 1 success for getting across and 2 for Disruption. As the elves who are wrapping presents notice this weird greasy substance that's appeared on the table, but there's candy all over this factory, so it's not... They're confused, but they're too busy to really stop and think. And as the presents catch fire, the grease will also catch. UCU.
Is
You
there
see-
one last thing I could do there? Just
Yes, but we'll come back to you.
Okay.
I'm not doing all of your checks. I want to give people time to
sorry.
think as well.
Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, UCU.
UCU is very aware of the health and safety issues
Oh,
in
yes.
this workshop.
There's a lot.
This was one of our major reasons for
Mhm.
unionizing. It doesn't look like Santa has installed fire alarms yet.
Nope. This would
And,
disrupt the workers.
and so facilities time is really important, that like union reps take as much time, and health and safety reps in particular get as much facilities time as is needed to carry out their duties. So UCU pulls out the bagpipes, starts to inflate them, and then imitates a fire alarm type sound, directing the elves towards the exit.
Okay. Go ahead and make a performance check.
$11.
It is very noisy in here. The sounds of the machines churning out presents, the chatter, of the workers as they're yelling at each other, trying to get the last presents done. I'm afraid that is a failure, as your bagpipes, loud as they are, don't manage to make themselves heard. And then we come to Ron.
Yeah, this would be my idea also, to run an alarm or something. But we still have the impersonation of Santa, right? With
Yes,
us.
you have Patch pretending to be Santa right now.
So while the pipes are full blast, can I try to talk to Patch to maybe try to also lure the elves to say, like, go to safety or something? Like, is the boss?
So
So if I try to, oh, I don't know how. Can I talk to him to check if this is a good idea first, or?
so you want to like put on a sort of play with Patch to
Yeah,
try
I
to
wanna-
like jointly get the elves to start evacuating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you just make a persuasion check. As you try to persuade everyone that yes, this is Santa, and yes, absolutely everyone needs to evacuate. Something is smoldering in that pile of wrapping paper.
All right. This is 11 plus 4, 15.
Yep, a 15 just, that is what you needed. So you get another bonus, another success on the disruption side of things. As some of the elves, seeing Santa appear and seeing... I mean, they know you. They thought you'd been fired, but hey, apparently not, and you're telling them something's on fire, and Santa's here, and he's kind of like nodding, like, yes, this is a dangerous situation. Which isn't the response they were expecting, but some of them are starting to lay down their tools, they're starting to look around, and getting up, stopping their work at least, if not actively evacuating. Now, we have more skill checks to do, but we are first going to take a little break. This will also allow our players to come up with what else they might be wanting to do. You still have to make checks to try to get across the room, and you can also make more checks to disrupt if you so choose. But we'll do that after the break. Everyone go get yourself some hot chocolate, some candy canes, whatever it is you enjoy at this time of year, and we will see everyone back here at 8:40. We'll take a 10-minute break, everyone. So see you all in 10 minutes.
Who is on his merry way? It's Santa.
we're back. Welcome back, folks. Hopefully everyone's gotten a warm beverage or a cold beverage if you're in a warm place. I put rum in my hot chocolate.
Oh, wow.
I also brought my bottle of whiskey because we are more than halfway to our goal of £100 for our fundraiser this month. There's gonna be more things happening, so if you're saving your money in order to make things happen during combat, that is, of course, an option. But we would love it if you could help us support the Forth Valley Rape Crisis Center. They're a very worthy charity, and hopefully we can send them £100 this month. So yeah, if you haven't found the link in chat yet, I'm sure Sam will be posting it there again later. And we have more skill checks to do in the meantime. So you've all so far made checks to disrupt the factory works. You do all, though, everyone except Patch needs to still make a check to try to get across the floor in some way. This can be done in any manner you think is possible. Or you can also make another check to disrupt things, or you can make 2 checks to get yourselves across. This should be entertaining. So far, you have set a bunch of presents and wrapping paper on fire and spread a load of grease between them. You've attempted to set off fire alarms with bagpipes, which was a little bit less successful. Patch has transformed himself into Santa Claus, and Ron, our paladin, is trying to help him keep up this charade by telling all of the employees there is a fire and they need to get out. So we come back around. What other types of disruption and or getting across the floor checks would you like to make? Does anyone have something? Patch? You can make one more check.
So I would like to use my magical tinkering ability to add a 6-second recorded message to the gumdrop button that I picked up. If possible.
Okay. What is the message?
So the message is going to be, this is the big man with an emergency alert. A fire has been reported in the factory. If you're in the building, evacuate immediately. If you're not in the area, stay clear of the building.
You said this was a 6-second message.
Well, how long did that take?
Well, we can time it. Go ahead and say it again.
This is the big man with an emergency alert. Fire has been reported in the building. If you're in the building, evacuate immediately.
That was 6 seconds.
What was the last word you got?
The last word was evacuate.
That's fine with me.
Okay, how loud would this be?
I don't know how loud it would be for this sort of thing. It doesn't give me an indication as to how loud it would be.
Okay, this is an artificer ability?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look it up. I am not familiar with artificers. Features. What type of artificer are you? Is it like, where does this... Oh no, got it. Magical
It can be held up to 10 feet away.
Okay. Okay, and it's only whenever tapped by a creature.
So
it doesn't play automatically.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was pointless, but...
And you can do something else instead, because you would know that it would need to be tapped.
Yeah. Come back to me then. I will think of something.
Yep, that's fine. Anyone else got anything they would like to do?
UCU
Go.
was a bit distracted
Yep.
on the bagpipes because she was thinking about snow and how, unlike some popular understanding, actually many languages have lots of different words for snow. Yep. And the University of Glasgow are putting together a historical thesaurus of Scots and found around the list was 421 words for winter conditions. So there's lots of languages in the world that have many words for snow.
Yeah.
And this was something that Yusi was thinking about while playing the bagpipes and has now rid herself of those thoughts of snow.
Yes.
And is running in circles, theatrically screaming, "Fire!"
Okay, if you're being theatric, you've already made a performance check, but you're running around. Are you being, like, very, like, springy about this? Like, would you like to make this an acrobatics check?
I think that would be fair. It's kind of like prancing around, trying to get in front of everyone. And
yeah, if you try a check that someone has already tried before, the DC will go up, so it will be more difficult. So you can try acrobatics instead, and you'll still have you'll need to hit a 15 or higher is a success. So go ahead and make your acrobatics check.
That was 13.
13. Sorry. This place is filled with elves. And as pink and loud and obnoxious as you are, everyone is so focused trying to get the ones near, like, wrapping the presents, that Ron and Patch have spoken to and that are nearer the fire have stopped working, but the other ones are just like, I don't know what she's doing, I'm just focusing on what I need to get done, because otherwise I'm not gonna get paid for tonight. So sadly...
Yusi feels saddened by this. She has been away from the workshop for too long.
I'm sorry. We are... only 8 pounds off our target, and just to remind everyone, thank you first of all to Krampus for that donation of 50 pounds that just says "kill the fat man," $50 US.
We have to now.
Well, Patch just currently looks like him, so sorry about that. Just if we get another 8-pound donation, I will take a shot of whiskey, and that will make my DMing more entertaining for everyone. Yeah,
I'm
sorry. UCU. Thanks, Trevor. Sorry, UCU, that's another failure, I'm afraid. Ron, or Snow. Snow is, Trevor is busy. Ron, do you have anything you want to try to... You can... So unlike the golems that you encountered outside, most of the workers in here, some of them seem to have been replaced by golems, but most of them are elves. So you can also try to talk to them, if you wanted to. Or you could try to interfere with things that don't revolve around the fire that Snow has set. Be as creative as you want to be. You can try to steal, like, components. You've got your cool gloves. You can try to, like, steal a little component from somewhere to stop a machine from working. Many options.
I think it's good if we try to create another problem, so it's more convincing that they should stop working.
Yep.
So can I... Like, so it's catching fire between two piles where we have the rapid and red presents.
Yes, yeah.
Can I try to take one of the components of this trail between the piles or something that I'm nearby?
Ooh, so there aren't any components there, but there is a bunch of machinery that's, like, churning out, like, the actual presents themselves, like the different toys. And you've worked with these machines. You know, you know them. And there is a little cog on one of them, and you think, if I can take that one, this whole machine would keep going for a little while, and then it would suddenly, like, come to a halt.
Yeah.
And then they won't have any more presents. So yeah, you can make a sleight of hand check to try to steal this item and, like, put it into your little pocket dimension inside your gloves.
Which check, sorry?
Sleight of hand. And yep, we are at 100 pounds. I'm gonna go pour myself a shot of whiskey.
Oh,
that'll be fun.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Trevor.
This is.
I didn't bring my shot measure, so this will be.
This will be on the eye. 14 plus 7.
14 plus 7. Okay, yeah, that is a definite success. I'm sloshing whiskey everywhere. That is a definite success as you just
wait. Let's go with priorities. First, your shot of whiskey, Dagmar.
Woohoo! Woohoo! That might have been a double because I didn't bring my measure up. We'll see when that takes hold. Now I will try to describe what Ron has just done. Ron, you have your special gloves. I spent a lot of money on these gloves. It was a lot of paychecks saved up, but they're really cool because as far as everyone else can tell, your hands are just sort of down by your side. You're not doing anything. But what you're actually doing, one of your hands reaches up towards this machine and palms the little cog. And when you open your hand again, the cog's gone. As you place it inside the pocket dimension linked to your gloves. And it'll stay there until you decide that it gets to come out. And you can see the machine, it's still turning, but the axle that this cog was attached to is starting to jitter a little. And seems to be starting to come loose. So that will, in, 10, 15 minutes, that machine's not going to be working anymore. So that is another success on your disruption attempts. Snow, what is it you were trying to do?
Snow is going to be ballsy and knows that they are a professional in their field.
Yes.
Will, during the panic, attempt to sneak under, under the conveyor belts, around things, waiting for like somebody to run past and move a box in the way, and try to get themselves completely across all the way to the storage door.
Okay, yeah, it's not the door to the storage room, it's the door to the corridor that leads to the storage room, but that's still where you want to go. So are you trying to make
where's Santa's red bag?
You don't know.
Okay.
It's probably with him.
Shit, okay, cool.
But if you can get Santa to come to the room, the bag probably comes with him.
Perfect. So yes, I will attempt to get toward the toward
Are
the
you
hall.
trying another stealth check then?
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah, so it will be a higher DC, but given you rolled a 30 earlier, I'm not worried.
Yeah, I'm plus 11. I have expertise in stealth.
You're aiming for an 18.
How's a 27?
Yeah, that is a success. Yes, you managed to get across to the other side of the room. You can see, when you look back, you see Ron near one of these machines. UCU's doing cartwheels again. Patch as Santa is just wandering around, and the fire is beginning to catch. Yes. And what was smoke, you now see with your elven eyes. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard for one, but also little flames. Okay, I still need checks from both Ron and UCU to try to get across the room. And Patch, you can make a third check of either variety, as can Snow.
I mean, I have an idea now, but if Kirsty or Edro, if you want to go first.
Go for it. Go for it, Sam.
Go for it. No.
So, how are all the elves in the room reacting to the fire, and also the physical presence of Santa in the room?
They are avoiding eye contact. They are, actually, the fact that you're in the room, they are working harder than they were when you first entered. Except for the ones closer to the fire who Ron has spoken to, who are noticing the fire. They're starting to try to put the fire out, but the heat of this blaze is too much, and they're gonna have to give up soon. So they're not paying attention to you, they're focusing on the fire. They've stopped their work. The other elves are, like, hunkering down, like, trying to work faster than before.
I want to look for the weediest one in the room.
Make a perception check.
20.
Yep, okay. Yeah, you see one. Elves don't, visibly age very much, but this one, the work in this workshop has just taken its toll. It is an older wood elf woman who is just bent over, staring at these different components for what should probably be a train set, and just can't seem to figure out how to put all the little plastic parts together.
Okay, Santa is going to walk up to this elf.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And before I do this, I'm going to look at UCU and just be like, I'm really sorry. This is for the greater good. I'm gonna like look down at this elf and go, "You really are a cotton-headed ninny muggins, aren't you?"
And she just freezes in horror. Are you trying to intimidate her? What are you trying to do here?
I just want to see her reaction first.
She just freezes and goes, yes, Santa, yes I am.
You know that your actions reflect on everyone's actions in this room, right?
Yes, Santa. Yeah, I know, Santa.
And if I can't trust one of you, I can't trust any of you.
I know, Santa, I know.
Is this what everyone's like? Can none of you do your job properly?
Like, she can't speak, she's so scared.
If you can't answer me, how can you do anything that I ask? How can I know that you're going to do the job that I'm asking you to do? And I'm going to take an unarmed strike.
Sam, this is a commoner. She has 1 hit point.
Okay. Slut.
Maybe not then, I'm not going to...
Just... Patch would
Remove
know
the
this,
glove.
and DM Dagmar is saying this because she has accidentally killed commoners before with
not
her
gonna
wild
kill
magic
commoner.
barbarian.
I didn't realize they were going to be so... like. Well, I would just want to like intimidate then, but...
Yeah, you
like,
can make an intimidation check and you'll have advantage because this woman is absolutely terrified she's gonna get fired.
that is a 17.
Okay, and what is your goal with all of this? Are
I'm
you just
hoping-
trying to be a dick, or...?
I'm hoping that everybody in the room is going to see what's going on and be distracted and disrupted.
The workers close to her definitely have noticed. It is a massive, massive room, so not everyone in the room, but definitely the ones, like, at her station who are helping to put together these, like, train sets are all just kind of trying not to look, but all of them have kind of stopped working. They're moving enough that it looks like they're doing something. So yeah, that's absolutely, you're definitely disrupting these people. The woman just starts crying softly.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, and then you make your way over to the door where Snow is waiting in the shadows. You see you and Ron. You still need to make it across the room.
Should we do a stealth check?
You can. It will be a relatively high DC. You can also try some kind of either athletics check would be possible to try to, like, basically run for it. You could try some kind of interaction with other people to try to get them to basically, like, hey, you didn't see us. Something like
How far I am from the performance of Patch?
Patch at this point would be about halfway across the room, so you would be like 30-ish feet away, probably.
Okay, so half the distance that I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good idea, I think. Yeah, I can try to do a... Yeah, can do an... My first guess would be to try to reach out to what Patch is while he's
Okay.
walking away, to try to, like, approach the woman so the elves see me as friendly because I was just
Yeah.
checking on her if
Yeah,
she's alright.
absolutely. You can definitely do that. That would be probably another persuasion check, so it will be a little bit more tricky for you as well. But you
Okay.
absolutely, you could definitely try that, yeah.
Okay, roll it. This is a 7 plus 4 is an 11.
Yeah, I'm afraid that is a failure.
Okay.
You would have needed a bit higher than that. So this woman is. The problem is they saw you with Santa across the room earlier when you were telling people to get away, and they're like, "Oh, is this one of Santa's spies who's trying to weasel out who the Union supporters that are maybe left here might be?" I'm afraid that is a failure.
Right.
But they are scared of you, and you do manage to make it slowly across the room. UCU, what are you doing to try to get across the room?
UCU has realized something.
Yes.
So there's really mixed evidence for the medicinal properties of ginger. It's not well established, and there's sort of evidence for and against specific medicinal properties. But I have noticed I was playing the bagpipes, no response. I was running around dancing and screaming, no response. I've come to the conclusion that eating the gingerbread person has turned me invisible. People can no longer perceive me.
Oh, wow.
So I crossed that room.
Okay. Go ahead and make...
I vote performance.
I was gonna say deception, but it's not gonna be a deception of everyone else. As much as it is a deception of yourself.
Nice. Wow. As a DM, that's totally fair.
19.
Yup. You are fully convinced you are invisible. And everyone else, I mean, they hadn't been paying attention to you earlier, this is true. And they're still not paying attention to you because they're either wrapped up in their work, comforting their crying colleague, or dealing with a fire that has broken out in a pile of wrapping paper. And you just waltz through this factory, unseen by everyone, including yourself, until you get to your colleagues, who, Ron, you have at this point also made it to the door, who will turn to look at you.
I lift something up from the nearest table and make ghost sounds.
Snow is just cocking their head because you can't read their expression because they have a mask on. Just kind of like, what?
All right.
Must have worn off.
You are at the door. What would you like to do?
Open it.
Yep, it is unlocked. There is a staircase behind it, but you know this path. You've been here, if not you've not been in the present storeroom itself, but you're familiar with the path towards it, and you make your way up the stairs. Yep. All right, and you come into a corridor, just strung with wreaths, different conifers, and lit by sparkling fairy lights, which are actual fairies trapped in little cages. Santa is a monster.
That's horrible.
That took you way too long to react to.
Is it possible to let them out?
Yeah.
You could smash them. It would make the corridor unlit.
It's fine. We're
Worth
elves.
Yeah, we're close to you, yeah.
See in the dark.
You all have dark vision. I'm aware of this. Yeah, if you wanted to, you could smash. Are you all smashing the lights?
Are
How
they
many lights
sealed?
are
Are they cages? Can they just be opened without being smashed?
So they're kind of, yeah, they're like little, like, glass cages, basically, so there is a door that you could open on them. They are, like, wired shut, basically. So you could just unwire them. He's cheap.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
unwire them, but
okay.
keep the glass intact, because I have an idea.
Okay. Are you all doing this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patch, do we have any fairy-sized flyers?
Oh, we made flyers for everyone that might possibly have been like available to be in here. So yeah, we've got like A4, A3, down to like I would be like
A4.
26 for a fairy. Yeah.
For the non-Europeans out there, that would be 8.5 by 11 to about 3 by 5.
Business cards. Business cards.
Yes.
Okay, which one of you was up ahead?
Who got
I guess
started?
was
You, Snow?
I guess, yeah, because
Okay.
I'm like scouting.
Given that you are paying attention to the fairies on the walls, can you just roll a D100 for me, please?
I'm what? Okay. I'll roll. Like, I wonder if I should actually get out the D100 because it's right there. But
Good.
nice. 69.
69, perfect. It's our first roll of 69 on the show. We have rolled a
I'm
6.
staring at it, going, "Yeah, okay."
Okay, which is good because you needed above a 50. You are focusing on the fairies, but you're trained to spot traps, and you do notice a quite not very well hidden hinge in the floor. You're in the corridor is about 15 feet wide, and there appear to be just ahead of you. There is a 15-foot long line in the center of the floor that implies that the floor there will just collapse.
I silently just hold up my fist.
What does everyone else do at this?
You also holds up their fist.
Yeah, I feel like it's a union sign, so yeah. Why not?
this standing position, no move.
Okay, one of you got the message, the other two are just also holding up fists.
Just like walking by. Just, wait,
No. And as you have drawn their attention to it, the rest of you now do also look at the floor, and you do see the same groove in the ground.
I've also just noticed in the chat, just whilst I remember, after like us getting really upset about the fairies locked in cages, it seems as though another fairy that's part of Science and Sorcery has made a different impression. As Alex has said, that they don't feel quite as bad since meeting Dr. Turnip Amberhorn, which is Dagmar's fairy character.
Alex is fired. And I will actually take this opportunity to show the incredible custom Science and Sorcery dice bag Sam's partner made me, which does actually say you're fired.
Brad.
Embroidery.
Nice.
So, Alex, you're fired. Though not as cool as, I'm just gonna show off all my dice bags. The literal chainmail dice bag my Department Secret Santa got me. So, sorry, Francis, but chainmail. It's a weapon.
My dice are in like a tiny little Ziploc bag. If anyone wants to donate a nice dice bag to me.
We may need to get you a dice bag, Kirsty. Next time I see you, we'll get you a dice bag. Yes, you see these trap doors in front of you in this corridor. They appear to span the entire length of, or entire width of the corridor, and they're about 15 feet long.
Is there any obvious trigger mechanism?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That I'm not good at. That'd be a 6.
Also, I will point out to the chat, I am wearing an elf hat, not a Santa hat. I'm on their side, not Santa's. 6.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
This is
It could
new.
be something real complex, it could be as easy as you put weight on it and it collapses.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah,
This is
this has not
entirely
been here
new.
previously.
Fat Man seems to be putting in not really, security, but traps.
Could it be a shortcut?
No.
I love you.
In my experience, like that always come with a price.
Patch, do you think maybe your little shelf friend could go across and see what happens?
Yeah.
I'm sure Jack could try.
Okay.
Maybe try the gumdrop first, Patch.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Let's
Yeah.
try to save our little comrade before.
I mean,
I
Jack,
like
Jack's
this.
quite powerful, but yeah, I think like I'm gonna chuck across the gumdrop button and see.
Okay.
That happens.
It just lands there.
I can throw also the button that I took it off from the machine. Add a little
Yeah.
bit more weight.
It reappears in your hand. Still nothing. It's quite a small cog.
How far apart are the walls?
15 feet.
Hmm.
You
I was
can't, like,
picturing a
Spider-Man
small
your
hole.
way across. No. You need to be like Mrs. Incredible.
I don't have any. What are the walls made out of? Are there, like, is it stone? Can you wedge something in somewhere?
You could try. They're stone. They're kind of like brick. So you could try to climb them. It would be quite difficult.
I have an idea. It may be stupid, but I know I can make it. Don't know if you can. I will shove my crowbar into, like try and anchor it in one of the bricks.
Yep.
Tie my rope to it.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it across, and then
Yep.
swap places with my echo to hold it in place.
Mm-hmm.
So if the floor falls out, someone can at least grab onto the rope or tightrope across it.
Like the elves did in Lothlorien, yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You now have a rope that spans across this gap that Snow is holding onto on one side and is wedged into a crowbar on the other.
And I'll actually manifest my echo to see if... No, because it's not really physical until I make it physical.
Yeah, if it doesn't have weight, it's not gonna allow you to test.
No, only when I attack with it. Shit.
Could you?
It may fall out, I don't know. But if it does, you have something to grab, or you can just walk across.
Is it possible to see if the trap, that if we can tell if there's anything magical about it?
You can make an Arcana check.
Yeah. That is a 14.
It doesn't appear to be magical. It's not giving off anything that would, like, trigger you in that sense.
Okay, can I use a cantrip to cast Mage Hand then, and like, can I smooth the hand across the floor to see if anything happens?
Nothing happens.
Or will you just... And I just hit the floor right in front.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and make an attack to see how hard you hit it.
Ooh, okay. I'll do unarmed. I think I'm +6 with that. Let's see, magic dice roller on D&D Beyond. That would be an 18.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, you hit it quite hard, and right as you impact it, you kind of, like, immediately stumble backwards, as these two hinges collapse inward, and revealing a, 25 foot deep pit, and these two creatures look up at you. And you see two massive polar bears.
I dropped some flyers into the pit.
You drop some what?
Flyers into the pit.
Okay, the polar bears do not have language. I cannot read them. They just start ripping up the flyers.
That's a fun fact about polar bears. They are considered marine mammals because they live most of their time on top of the ice, which is technically water.
Yep.
So I have a question.
That's why they were considered mammals. Marine mammals. I knew they were mammals. Yeah, you can have advantage for that.
Can I try to perceive, like, to calm them down or something?
You can try an animal handling check.
Well, I'm not that good at this. That's a 9. Not happening. Not
You
making
assume
friends.
that means I'm hungry and want to eat you in bear. Except they don't have
Okay.
language.
One of my
All right.
favorite things about polar bears is that they're not white.
No.
Like you look at them and they don't have that. They look white, but they're not. They have like translucent fur. And like looking at how it actually works is really, really incredible. Like we still don't know fully, but it's like described as similar to kind of fiber optic that they absorb light and it kind of moves through each of the different hairs. Not very much because it doesn't hold on for very long, so it kind of dissipates throughout the whole thing. And as much of it as possible when it reaches the skin is absorbed and becomes heat. And what's reflected is what makes them look white to our eyes. And they've got this black skin underneath to allow them to absorb as much heat as possible. I love it. It's so
Nice.
cool.
Alright, you can also have advantage on a roll in the future.
I have no idea what I'm doing with these polar bears though.
Me neither.
I'm pulling that rope really, like wrapping it around arms and just like bracing myself against anything to like just make it taut as possible. I'm not very strong, but you could possibly go.
Do we still have any gingerbread? No.
I didn't carry. I just ate as much as I could. I didn't think about carrying any for later. I was
If
full.
only you were still invisible.
Fun fact about polar bears and other bears, they are hyper carnivores. Gingerbread may not be working well on them anyway.
And they also don't see invisibility when the invisibility is only inside your own head.
How did they respond to seeing Santa?
Huh?
How did they respond to seeing Santa?
Right, you still look like Santa for an hour.
They're
yeah.
still hungry polar bears.
Okay.
You
Honestly,
look
they
like there's a lot of you, and you could feed them for a while.
And they probably wouldn't be happy since they're like sitting in a pit.
Yeah, no, this is not an appropriate animal, like, habitat. These polar bears really should be rescued. Hopefully
like to
before
try
the fire
walking
consumes the whole building.
across
yes,
this
you
rope. I'd
You'd
like
like
to try walking across this rope.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Before doing so, I would like to introduce another polar bear fact, which is that there are polar bear grizzly hybrids in some areas around Alaska and Russia called pizzly bears.
I hate that, but you do get advantage.
I thought they were called growler bears.
You can call them either way. I think there might be a growler pizzly equator
Oh, okay.
in naming.
It's
I
probably
hate
like
both of these
Ligons
names.
and like Ligons and
Ligers.
Ligers, yeah. Oh, Ligers and Tigons. Depends on what the birth mother is.
You will get advantage on whatever your next roll is.
Ooh, I rolled a non-natural 20.
Yep. It is tricky, but this is your jam. You love this
rope
acrobatics
swing
and
is
snow. You're like shaking, and UCU is just like la da 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 da.
Strength is only
Walking across
16.
like Legolas into Lothlorien. Yeah, UCU, you're now also on the other side. Are you staying next to Snow?
I would like to help Snow hold the rope.
Yep, you can do that. Yep, you're also holding onto the rope. Patch and Ran.
Is there any way to release any of these fairies, or are they just not out of reach?
Oh, the fairies flew away.
Oh, they're all gone.
But you released them.
Oh,
fuck off.
I thought we started to do that and then got distracted. Right, okay.
Some of them are still like, but at this point they are either like at the, like in the pits basically, or further down the corridor.
Okay, well I want to try and walk across the rope as well then.
Yeah, acrobatics check, please.
That is an 18.
Yep, you also, it's very shaky. I do have to ask you at this point, how big is Jack? Can you carry Jack, or will Jack need to make his own check?
Does it say how heavy he is?
The only experience I have with artificers that have, like, another creature is Sam Riegel's character from Critical Role, and that was a very big thing.
Cannon.
I would say
Yes.
that he will have to do it. Have to roll
Himself. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is in a box.
Oh, this is gonna be tricky.
Yeah, this might get difficult for Jack, but you make it across just fine. Are you also staying next to Snow, or are you going further down the corridor?
That seems like an interesting question to ask. I am going to be worried about Jack, so I feel like I'd be waiting to find out what happens.
Okay, so you're right next to Snow. Cool, that's fine. Ron, you're still on the other side.
Yeah, let's try to go.
All right,
through the rope.
acrobatics check. You do have advantage if you wanted. If you roll low, you can re-roll.
This is 12 plus 4, 16.
Yeah, you just make it. There's a moment where you wobble and you think, oh god, I'm gonna fall. And you manage to right yourself and step forward. It is now getting very busy. One of you is gonna need to take a step back to allow Ron to get onto the...
I'll take a step back.
Okay, and you make a dexterity saving throw. As the ground collapses underneath you, revealing a second trap.
What?
Not containing polar bears, just containing some spikes.
Oh, hell.
Is it a dex save?
Dex save.
15.
15, okay. So you will take half down... Oh, jeez. Sorry, I've been really, really high today. You take 5 points of bludgeoning and 5 points of piercing damage. As you fall about 20 feet into a pit filled with spikes.
So there's a hallway, trap of polar bears, small platform.
Small ledge, second trap, yes.
Jesus. This man
I
is
thought I'd read
sadistic.
about this in my book of traps, but apparently it came to me in a dream. Sorry, Sam.
Oh, Santa's a sadistic jackass.
This is why he must die.
Yeah, we need to provide Dagmar with better dreams also. That's
Yeah.
I'll put this in my notebook here. Okay.
Is it only Patch who's taken damage?
Yeah.
Ron took some damage.
Oh,
Sorry,
right, yeah.
Sam.
Um,
I'm not trying to kill Patch.
Really?
Okay, just stay down there. Your big robot thing has to come across too. But then I have an idea.
Yeah, if Jack wants to try to make it across, Jack would probably be rolling at disadvantage because he is a box.
how wide
Unless he
is
wants to
the-
pull himself by his arms, in which case he can make it straight.
Yeah, he's going to pull himself by his arms.
Okay, in which
I'm not-
case it would
I'm
be
not letting you tell me
athletics
and
instead.
my
It'd be an athletics check instead of acrobatics because they'll be using strength rather than dex.
Yeah, steel defenders are size class medium.
Yeah.
So they're at least like 5 feet.
Okay.
Just because
athletics.
at the beginning Sam said he was sitting on his shoulder, but
Yeah, it was mainly for the art.
you can just have been
Athletics.
sitting on the back of the chair you were on.
Is this a disadvantage if...
No. If he's pulling himself with his arms, it can be, but it would be athletics instead of acrobatics. So strength instead of dex.
That's a natural one.
I'm afraid of that. Jack's grasp slips, and plummets into the 25-foot pit.
How close was he? Can I reach him?
Nat 1, he would have fallen nearly immediately.
Yeah, no, good point.
He'll take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as he falls, and there are 2 angry polar bears who will try to attack him.
But not eat him.
That's going to be
Because he is not
difficult.
meat?
And the fact that it is the metal thing that fell instead of one of the fleshy ones may actually help him. So both of the polar bears will make... actually, they both make 2 attacks, so they'll both make a claw and a bite attack against Jack. That is going to be a 15 for the first one. And its claws, does that hit?
It hits.
Okay. For 12 points of slashing damage. And then a bite attack is a 19 to hit, which will be another 10 points of piercing damage. And then as the polar bear's teeth hit the metal and try to bite through, sort of snorts and backs away from it. The other one would also have made a claw attack, which is a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, and a bite would have only been a 10. But seeing the other one lose interest, this one sniffs it, doesn't detect flesh, and instead turns its attention once again to the elves standing at the top of the pit. They lose interest in Jack.
Can Jack take an action at that point to heal himself?
Absolutely.
So it's,
Yep.
he can use his repair function to give himself back a whole bunch of hit points. Okay.
Good.
I only have one rope. Shit. Wait, the rope's 50 feet long.
The rope's 15 feet away,
Right.
So
wedged into the wall.
I have a rope, but I am in the other pit.
Yes, you are. The other pit, now that you are in it, it is only 5 feet wide. So everyone else could jump it. It's just that you didn't realize it was there, so you just stepped straight into it. This pit was very well hidden.
I turn to Yusiu and Ron and say, "Get him out!" And do the echo jump to the other side.
Yep.
To undo the rope.
Yep.
And the crowbar.
Mm-hmm.
And I run back down the stairs.
Okay. UCU, Ron, what are you doing?
I think we're lowering the rope for Jack to climb out of the pit.
Do
of
either
polar
of you also have a rope? Because
Because-
Snow took his rope.
We
Oh,
were
sorry,
holding it. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Oh, you
untying
gave it
yeah.
back to them, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I
yeah,
didn't
you
make
can
that
lower
clear.
it. Jack can make an athletics check to try to get out. To climb up the rope. The polar bears are not interested in him anymore.
17.
Yep. Jack climbs hand over hand up the rope, makes it up to the corridor. Are you gonna try to get Patch out as well? Or are you gonna... It's only a 5-foot gap, so you can jump it to get across the second pit.
Yeah, let's jump it and then get Patch out so that we
Okay.
don't all end up on this side of the pit falling
Yep.
into it again.
Yeah, and we'll say Jack can make this jump as well. And then Patch, if you can make an athletics check to climb up as well.
14.
It takes... Actually, you can make it an advantage because UCU and Ron would be helping.
17.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You make it up, no problem. You are hurt by the spikes, of course, but you can get out. Snow, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find a large, sturdy piece of metal, like a metal ladder, something like that, to drag back with me up the stairs.
Go ahead and make either perception or investigation.
Oh no, perception I'm not bad. It's that'll be a dirty 20.
Yep,
16
okay.
plus 4.
Yep, you find a big ladder that's, you imagine was probably used to put the angel at the top of the Christmas tree in the factory floor. You can see now as well, the fire is still building. It's not actually been that long since you were last in here, but it's becoming a definite issue, and you can see this strange metal creature with unnaturally red eyes, which is trying to do something about either the fire or the workers who've stopped working. You're not entirely sure.
I already have a plan for that. Wait, it's metal?
It is nowhere near you. It is like near the fire.
But it's metal.
Yes.
Damn. Okay. Well, Still got to go with my original plan.
Yep.
I'm going
Are you
to
taking the ladder?
I'm going to wrestle the ladder up the stairs.
Yep.
And put it into the polar bear pit on a slant, so
Okay.
the polar bears can climb up it, heading down the hallway to the stairs, not to the party.
Yeah,
I'm trying
you
to
can
set
do
them
that.
free.
You can definitely do that. Can bears climb?
Bears can
The
absolutely
problem
climb
is-
things.
Polar bears are size large.
Yeah, they're funny. The average adult male polar bear weighs around 700 to 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, it is a big ladder.
I was hoping could the fat man use this ladder? That's the kind of thing I would be looking for.
I'm gonna roll D100 to see if the bears try the ladder. One of the bears does approach the ladder because it smells something tasty at the top of it, which is,
Oh yeah, I'm looking down like, come on, try and get me, come on.
And puts one. It's very slow going, but it's putting one paw on the ladder, and the ladder creaks. But this polar bear is slowly starting to make its way up.
Come on, you stupid bear! Come on.
Yeah, it's not going fast. It's unnerved by this ladder.
I'm trying to coax both of them up.
Yep, one of them it's getting close to you. How close do you want to let them get?
As long as I have 30 feet. Actually, wait. So I can be 15 because I'm going to try an echo jump.
Yeah.
I summon the echo within 15 feet of me, and then I can move it up to 30 feet, and then bam.
No. How close are you letting the polar bears get to you?
I'm trying to space it so I still have room to get to bamf to the other side.
Okay, so you're moving away from the ladder as one of them is coming up.
Yeah, because I'm trying to coax them. Just like, come on, bastard, come on.
Okay, yep. One of them is getting towards the top of the stairs now.
Come on.
Slowly
Okay.
clambers out of the pit.
Bring your friend.
The other one, you can still hear it down in the pit, but you can hear the ladder start to creak again as it also starts to make its way up.
Perfect. I'm just going to wait until it's almost on me, and then use my...
as soon as the first one crested the pit and was no longer on the ladder, it was gunning forward.
Cool. I'll just go... I'll blink behind it, coax the other one, and then blink behind that.
Yep, okay, yeah, the polar bears... One of the polar bears wasn't completely out of the pit yet, but it's still making its way up there. It's looking confused as to where its prey went. But yeah, you've definitely caused some
They can smell
confusion.
the cooking meat of people down the hall.
Okay, you have all made it down to the end of the corridor at this point. Anything you want to do as you make your way through the last stretch to the big, ornate carved doors adorned in carvings of happy children receiving gifts that you know to be the entrance to the present storeroom.
Check.
Can I heal Patch also again?
Yes, you can definitely heal Patch, and Patch can check for traps.
Thank you so much.
We need to patch up Patch a bit. Friendly reminder, you can donate to give our friends here some benefits of some kind.
What do you want me to roll?
Investigation, if you're checking for traps.
That is 18.
18, okay, and Ron, you were healing our good friend?
Yep.
How much health has he received?
Oh god, wait, yeah, need to cure wounds, right? Yeah.
Yep.
It's a 7.
7
plus 3,
points.
10.
10 points of health to our friend Patch, which is as much as he lost going into that pit.
If it wasn't for Ran, I would definitely be dead.
No one is dying today.
Except Santa.
Besides Santa.
Yeah. Also, point of order, who has the whistle? Does Patch still have it? Patch still has the whistle. Important to know. You were checking for traps. You You fell down that pit. It was not pleasant. You check very carefully, but the wall seem to be just walls, and the floor just seems to be just a floor. And you slowly make your way, very carefully, towards the door.
Okay. We're going through?
The door is locked.
How long?
And yeah, how locked? Come on.
Well, Snow, you tell me. Go ahead and make your Thieves' Tools check.
Let's find out. Just pull them out and oh shit. Okay, I was cocky. 11.
11. Again, Santa does like to skimp, and it does take you quite a bit of time, and a lot of cursing, but you manage to eventually wrench the lock.
I'm telling him he needs to oil the tumblers. Everything is just so stuck.
Yep. And then the door silently swings open. You see in front of you an endless room, piled to the ceiling with presents, with, corridors between them. And you don't understand the organization system, but there probably is one, because how else would Santa know which present belongs to which child? The roof sparkles with falling snow that never seems to hit the ground, and it smells sweetly of a pine forest as you enter the room. And the door silently swings, not completely shut, but just, softly closes behind you, a crack of light still seeping through. And as you're looking around you at all these presents, you notice some movement. And you hear a... and the head pokes up. Bald, with strange bluish red coloration and a wattle hanging down below its chin. Sharp beak and beady eyes staring towards you, and you go, oh no. It's a goblin. And I need everyone to roll initiative. And I wish I could say I came up with that pun. But thank you to whoever made this homebrew creature, Arapokali, because goblin is the best pun I've ever fucking heard. Yes, Trevor?
I loved you once, dearly, but
you haven't
complimented your cloaks.
You haven't even heard the worst pun yet, but we'll get to that. I first need everyone to roll some initiative.
Complimented
and
your
folks,
cloaks.
They are in the final room. Now is the time to start tossing in your donations to support either the players or the Dungeon Master. Yes, sorry, Chaotic Brain Person, for making your brain hurt, but I assume, given your Twitch name, that your brain hurts frequently? That's what my brain does. I also need to roll initiatives. But hey, you don't need to fight the big metal thing that the Snow saw.
That'll be... let the polar bears deal with that.
Yes. Okay, hold on.
Please note, I did not tell the rest of the party that there's a big scary metal thing back in the assembly hall.
No, you did not.
I can wait.
Okay.
Unless
Sorry,
Santa's a robot. And we never knew.
It didn't look like Santa.
Okay, that's
you know what Santa looks like. That is going to be... Okay, anyone get above a 20?
Yes.
What
No.
did you get?
Well, I rolled a 17, and my initiative bonus is +5 for a 22.
Okay. 22. Okay, anyone 15 to 20?
Me.
Hang on. Oh,
Patch?
Uh,
I got a 17
Okay.
again.
17.
I got,
What's your dex modifier?
+4.
Okay. What did you get, Ron?
15 plus 4.
So 19 for you. Okay. 19 for Ron. And UCU?
14.
14. Okay. 14 for UCU. Okay, Snow. You see appearing several of these faces now. Some of them have this weird, like, fringe on top. They look eviler than the others. You imagine these are the hobgoblins.
Oh God.
I'm so happy with this. You see multiple of these creatures. You can't quite get a read of how many there are just yet, because some of them, you can hear them, but you can't see them yet. But you can see one of these hobgoblins and 2 goblins. There are some distance away, but not within. You can, like, not so far you can't run up to them, as they're coming out of the piles of presents.
I'm going to find the first one that has the
Hobgoblin?
Oh God, I hate that. I hate that.
That's
Just
2
all of
B's
my
and an
soul.
apostrophe instead of a G.
Yeah. No, oh God. I will just there is a hiss, like the hiss of an Arctic windstorm that escapes the mask of snow. I hate it when just holidays combine and just runs dead at the hobgoblin, drawing the rapier and lunging.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
That would be a lot. 26.
That will hit.
Cool. I don't get my sneak attack on this, but
No, you
it takes
will not
8.
get sneak attack.
Do I want to re-roll that? Not yet. Oh no, I can't because I need advantage on the attack roll. So yeah, 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing damage. Okay, you strike into this hobgoblin as you see it's coming out towards you as you are rushing at it. And it sort of flies up out of a pile of presents, and his black feathers, that seem to be just steeped in evil. As it lashes out towards you, you just stab it right in the gut.
Bonus action,
anything
I'll
else?
manifest my echo right next to me
Go
to
for
try
it.
and confuse it even more.
Perfect. Okay. Ron. You see, Snow has run up to one of these evil-looking, definitely not a turkey things. There are 2 smaller ones which are coming out of a different pile of presents. About, like, 15 feet away from Snow and the hobgoblin.
Oh,
What would
have
you
we
like to
seen
do?
this? Have we seen this before in the factory while we were working?
You've not seen them, but you'd heard rumors that Santa had a goblin farm. I'm gonna keep saying it, Sam. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Okay. I want to go for an attack on the 2 smaller ones.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you can make your way, you run over to them, you can make your 2 attacks. You want to do 1 against each?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. So, attack against the first one. Roll to attack.
Oh. That's a 10.
10 will not hit, I'm afraid. These things they're pretty agile. They're little, but they're agile, and it's moving towards you at the same time as you're moving towards it, and your blade just misses. Go ahead and make your second attack. Are you still attacking the other one, or do you want to try to hit the same one?
Can be the same one. It's okay.
Same one? Okay, go ahead.
That's 20.
20 does hit, so go ahead and roll your damage.
6.
6. Okay, 6 points of damage. As what kind of weapon do you have? Your spear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as your spear pierces into one of the wings, you manage to hurt one of them, and I can do math. And that brings us, unless you have a bonus action you want to do.
No, I'm good for now.
Okay, in that case, we go to Patch.
So I want to start with my favourite turkey fact
Yep.
at this point, which is: did you know that you can sex a turkey based on looking at the shape of its poo?
I did not.
So
How are they shaped different?
a female turkey will have like a swirly poo
Mhm.
that like kind of coils round, and a male will have a long straight poo,
Okay,
and you can tell the difference that way.
that's pretty cool.
Is that because of the shape of their cloaca?
I have no idea why, but that would make sense.
It would. Okay, Patch gets advantage on the next roll.
So how
Or did you
many
want temporary hit points instead? Because I can give you those, because you've taken
Oh,
quite a...
temporary?
You want some temp hit points? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a shit roll. Okay, yeah, you get 6 temporary hit points. I've been rolling really well. I just rolled a d6 and it was a 1, so I re-rolled it.
Okay.
It's because it's fucking Christmas, okay? And Sam has to listen to me cackle over fucking goblins and hobgoblins.
So how many total of them are there?
So you can see 3 of them so far. You can hear there are definitely at least probably 1 or 2 more. Maybe more than that. It's hard to distinguish the noises.
So Patch is just gonna like load up his crossbow and aim it at one of the ones that has not been damaged yet.
There's one that hasn't been damaged yet that you can see. So yeah, you
cool.
absolutely. One's up next to Ron.
One of the others, and is just gonna aim it and say "get stuffed," and launch two crossbow attacks.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your attack.
So the first one is going to be 14 to hit.
14 just hits.
Okay, and that's going to be 5 points damage.
5 points of damage. Okay. And the second hit.
Second one is going to be a natural 20.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your double damage.
So, oof. That's going to be 19 points.
You pierce this goblin through the eye. The first crossbow bolt just lodges somewhere in its abdomen, and the second, you take another moment to aim, and you hit it straight through the eye, goes at the back of the skull and into a pile of presents. Some child may receive a bloody crossbow bolt tomorrow morning. That one of the goblins is dead. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action?
No.
Okay. Then that brings us to the hobgoblins. So the first one...
No.
Huh? Oh, Jack. Yes, sorry. I'll write Jack in, because I forget.
So Jack's going to look at the other one that's not taking damage, and
Both of the other ones have taken damage. There's
They
one
both
goblin,
take
one hobgoblin.
the hobgoblin then.
Hobgoblin, okay, coming up next to Snow.
So is going to hop on over and make another melee weapon attack,
Yep,
which is going to be a 15 to hit,
15 does hit.
and that's going to be 7 points damage.
That is what you needed, this other hobgoblin. Jack just uppercuts it with his own head, and its neck snaps backwards, and it collapses into a lifeless pile. It is now the other hobgoblin's turn. Actually, you see near you, a pile of presents rustles, and you thought you might have heard some goblin from there, and this hobgoblin appears next to you suddenly.
I tried to hand it a flyer.
It is going to very loudly relay as I need every one of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What?
It is ear-splittingly loud.
I got 22.
Okay. Everyone
16.
else? Yep. Kirsty? I see you.
15.
And Ron? Can you find where you need to roll this? There is a little box that should say saving throws. And there's one that should be labeled con.
Oh my god. Wait. in the
You've been
top
doing
right.
really well for someone who hasn't played in years, though.
Top left at the 11 o'clock position, right next to the skill tree.
Yes.
It says strength, intelligent, dex, wisdom, con, and ka under saving throw.
Yeah.
Intelligent, wisdom, charisma.
If you scroll further to the left, it should be con should be there. You've got a +4 for it because you're a fucking paladin.
Oh my god! I can see the +4. I can see the dexterity. This dexterity.
Underneath dexterity.
Okay, which one I'm looking for?
Con. C-O-N.
Con.
Okay.
And then there's
Sorry
a little
for that.
+4 to the next.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. It
And
is hard to teach people to play D&D over a live Twitch stream.
Oh,
What did you
you
roll?
guys are doing great. Of course, I roll a 2 on a 20 plus
Oh my
4 is a
God.
6.
Oh,
Okay, so Ron, you take 9 points of thunder damage. Everyone else
God.
takes 4.
ow!
Yep. This
I actually got hurt.
Yep. But that is the Hobgoblin's turn. We now come to UCU. This angry bird has just appeared next to you. You've tried to hand it a flyer and it screamed in your face. And it hurt.
Axe.
Go for it. Make your attacks.
Hacking at the turkey.
Hobgoblin. But yes, it's a turkey.
Non-natural 20.
That hits.
And a 9.
Then 9 does not hit, no.
And only 2 points of damage.
Okay. Well, it's damage. It counts.
I glare at it.
Yep, it's still walking, but a lot quieter than it was before. Still looks angry. It's got a glint of evil in its eye.
I can
any
relate
bonus
to that
actions?
Anger. No, the second was my bonus.
Cool. In that case, it is now the goblin's turn. So let me see. There is one goblin up next to Ron, who's going to try to attack you. It's going to try to peck at you. That is going to be a 13, which will miss. It just pecks at you, hits your armor. You don't feel anything. 2 more pop up, one of them near Snow and one of them near UCU and Patch. The one near Snow is rolling a disadvantage. Roll 2 16s for a 20 to hit.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. And that also means, my all other hits are at normal.
Yeah,
until
there's
my next
nothing else
turn.
near you until we come around to your turn, which is you're up
Perfect.
next. So, you do take max damage of 6 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
The other one is going to also
to the one if it attacks Patch.
if it attacks Patch. Okay, it was going to go for you because you
fine.
are slightly closer to it. So that is going to be a 16, which misses you because your ACs are all fucking ridiculous. Because I have an all smashy party. That being said, if Sam hadn't been able to make it, Alex was going to play a sorcerer who could heal, so you know. Flying, sorcery, healing. Yeah, so again, it pecks at you, and you just kind of dodge, like you hold up your thing of flyers, and it just hits the flyers instead.
Does one stick to its beak as it
Yes.
retracts?
It retracts. It's got like several actually flyers that are just because it's got quite a long beak, and then they just slowly drop off. Snow, we come back to you. You've got still this one hobgoblin, and now also a goblin has appeared.
Yeah. I am stabbing at the hobgoblin,
Yep.
and yay, my echo is next to me, so that means I get sneak attack.
Yes, you do. And you've got Jack next to you as well, so yeah.
Oh, perfect.
You would have gotten a sneak attack.
Does a 23 hit?
It does.
Good.
For the
Now I-
hobgoblin, right?
Yes. Ooh.
Oh,
So that
no,
was-
sorry. The hobgoblin that's next to you was dead. You've just got the
Oh,
goblin.
Okay, then I'll
Go.
hit one of the
Yeah,
goblins.
hit the goblins, yeah. You've got one goblin
so-
up next to you.
The damage on just the rapier was 15 plus an additional 6 for sneak attack.
Yup, it goes down. Your rapier just goes straight through its throat, and it's stuck on there for a moment. You have kind of like put your foot against it to get it off.
As it's gurgling its final breath, I lean in and go, I like the
final
dark
walks.
meat.
Yeah, it's final walks.
Like the dark
Anything else you
meat.
want to do? Turkey
Should
does
I
suck
do
as a
I
meat.
do it? No,
Just eat
I
ham,
am. I'm good for now.
Okay. Then that brings us to Ron. Ron, you've got this one goblin still up next to you. It's looking hurt. It's taken a hit.
So I was thinking, at this point, we're in the room where we want to draw the attention for Santa to come, right? Or not yet?
Yes.
Or we don't know.
Yes, but he's not appeared yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were thinking, you need to wreak some havoc in here, because then he'll show up if someone starts messing with the presents.
What if I go for Thunderous Might on this goblin just to make some noise?
Yep, go for it. Go. Absolutely thunderous smite this goblin. Okay, so you cast your thunderous smite on your weapon. So if you hit, you get an extra 2d6 damage on it, and that lasts for a minute. So yes, I agree. Also, chat, smoked turkey is lovely. It's just fucking gross turkey.
Dark meat.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'll
Bullshit.
roll the hit on the trident.
Ham. Go for it.
So 20.
Natural
Plus
20?
3. Yes.
Natural 20 means you get to do double dice damage. So
Oh,
you can
dear
roll all
Lord.
your dice and then roll them all again, and this will be really funny.
I feel like I waste my luck on this dice, but it's fine.
Look, you were due a natural 20. Let's not consider whether or not it was wasted. So go ahead and roll your trident and your thunderous smite damage. God, I love paladins.
Yeah, I rolled the Thunderous Might first. It was a 6. 2 plus 4, 6.
Okay, and you can roll it again, or you can just
Okay.
double it.
Can double it. It's okay.
Okay, so that's 12, and now go roll your weapon damage, double it, and then add the modifier.
And my weapon was a 4.
Okay, so that's 8, and then plus your modifier for your trident, which is another plus 3, I believe.
Modifier, yeah.
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 Okay, so what did I say? 12 plus 8
12.
is 20. 23. This goblin explodes. It just, you strike it with the trident, and all 3 of the prongs of the trident just emit this strange vibration, kind of like a tuning fork. But it is so incredibly loud, it just explodes this turkey from the inside. It had 7 hit points left, so that was a bit excessive, but I love it. Amazing.
I was reading that the sound could be heard from 300 feet away. So
And
my idea
yes,
was to
it-
just make some.
Because you are technically in a pocket dimension, but the door hasn't closed fully. So the sound emits through the corridor, through the factory, where it's now on fire, and there are 2 hungry polar bears running rampage, as all of the workers are scrambling to get out.
Cabs.
Not all, some of them weren't. Let's
If
hope they
only
weren't
I
the
hadn't-
ones who got eaten. They weren't the ones who got
only
eaten.
I hadn't been invisible. I could have warned them.
Some of them had started just leaving because of the fire already, and then the polar bear showed up and they just ran for it. And Santa's security, so the big metal thing you saw, this clockwork horror, there were already more security people coming to deal with both the rambunctious employees and the fire. So the employees managed to get away from the polar bears, because some of them were scabs. Most of them just never got a chance to join the union because Santa fired you all. Yay, unions. Okay, Ron, anything else you want to do? You technically have a second attack if you wanted to throw your spear at something. There is another... No? You're fine?
I'll control my rage for now.
Okay. The spear isn't the thing that has the Thunderous Might on it anyways, Trevor. Okay, that brings us to Patch. Patch, there is a hobgoblin and the goblin next to UCU. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take...
You're still a little bit further away, but you can move up into melee range if you want to.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna take one crossbow attempt at
go
one
for
and
it.
one at the other.
Yep. Which one are you aiming for first?
Is it a hobgoblin and a goblin?
Yes.
So I'm gonna aim at the hobgoblin first, which
Okay.
is 23 to hit.
That does hit.
And that is gonna be 9 points of damage.
Okay. Yep, that hits. As one of your darts embeds itself in, basically goes through one of the hobgoblin's wings. And the second attack's for the goblin.
Other one is a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
And that's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay, that one is barely standing as you, it's like, kind of like in its skull, but it seems to still have a little bit of life left in it.
At that point, I am just going to move up on it.
Okay.
Closer, but not do anything else.
Yep, alright, so you're up in melee range with it now, and then it is Jack's turn.
Jack's going to watch what's going on and think, yeah, you've kind of got this covered. And he's going to heal himself.
Cool, that's fine.
Because the polar bears did some proper damage.
Yes, they did. I'm very proud of you all for not falling into that particular pit, because it was the worst of the two.
Okay, grand, and that's him. He's going to heal.
Cool. Okay, it's the hobgoblin's turn again then. It is going to make another attack on UCU. That is a nat 18, so that will hit. Let me see. As it pecks at you, the first peck does 5 points of piercing damage. And its second peck will miss. As it, once again, you manage to sort of brace yourself and, like, it bash it with the megaphone right as its face comes towards you. It is at this point that you start to hear a very small noise. A very gentle tinkling of bells. And you see a red glowing light appear through the door as the floating skull of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A single red glowing eye in the center of its head floats into the room right behind UCU and Patch. This is a beholder. And no, I will not apologize. UCU and Patch, actually, all of you, as the beholder enters the room, you feel yourself start to just freeze up slightly. A cold air fills the room. All of you, your movement speed is halved, and you can no longer take reactions. You are in the beholder's cone of cold. It is going to look out, and it is going to shoot its eye rays at 3 of you. It is going to shoot at UCU, Patch, and Ron. So I need all of you to make saving throws, but I first need to roll some things to decide what saving throws they're gonna be. So, UCU, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20.
Patch. Perfect. Patch, I also need you to make a dexterity saving throw. And Ron, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
I got 23.
Okay. Ron?
I got 23 as well.
Perfect. Okay, so you all make your saves. UCU and Patch, you both watch as this eye ray turns into very colorful, glittery gift wrap, which attempts to wrap itself around you to restrain you, but you manage to dodge out of the way just in time in order to not get wrapped up in this. Ron, you feel this force trying to push you backwards into the alley that is behind you between the pile of presents, but you manage to, like, just hold, like, dig your feet in and hold. You don't get pushed back. That is the Beholder's turn. UCU, we come to you. There is still a hobgoblin and a goblin up next to you, and there is now this large floating reindeer skull that has entered the room. What would you like to do?
And the beholder is like behind me.
Beholder, yes.
Yeah.
It is behind you.
I
Again, didn't come up with this. Very happy I found it.
would like to turn my attention to the beholder
Yes.
and take out my megaphone of blasting.
Yup. Oh, yes. Oh, I love a horde of blasting.
And shout, "Ho, ho, no! Santa must go! Ho, ho, no! Santa must go!"
Yes.
Perfect. What does it need to do?
Make a DC 15 con save.
Okay. It rolled a natural 3, so it fails.
Okay, so then that is 5d6 of thunder damage.
Nice. And then I believe you need to roll a d20 or something. Because we've had one of these on the show once before during the All Sam Battle Royale, and it immediately exploded.
That was 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage, nice.
And then, yes, it has a 20% chance of causing the horn to explode.
Okay, so you can either roll a d100 or a d20, whichever's easier. Or a d8 even. d10. Something easily divisible.
It does not explode.
Good to know.
Disappointing.
But you
also
don't take
not.
fire damage, then. Okay, anything else you want to do? Bonus action?
Bonus action, I would like to give Bardic Inspiration to Patch.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
And what dice has that?
So for 10 minutes, in one ability check, attack roll or saving throw, you get inspiration.
Yeah, but
D6.
what size of dice? A d6, you said? D6.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that is your turn. It is now the last standing goblin, who's gonna make another strike at UCU, because it's angry and dying. That is cocked. That is a not gonna hit, probably. Nope, that's a 13. You're not paying attention to it, but it's just pecking at the back of your armor. Doesn't do anything. Snow, back to you.
Okay.
Big deer head.
The behold deer
Yes.
is a problem.
Yes.
How hurt does it look after the megaphone of ho ho?
It did
Santa's gotta
damage.
go. Okay, great.
It did damage, yeah.
And movement is halved.
Your movement is halved. You cannot take reactions.
And how far away is it?
You'd move probably about 30 feet into the room.
Okay.
And it is, like, by the door.
Okay. Time to do something wacky.
Go for it.
I will move my half movement of
Yep.
15 feet away
Yep.
from the goblin. Oh, I'm not
Yep.
near the goblin, am I?
Nope, you killed everything near you.
Good. I will take 15 feet, my 15 feet,
Mhm.
and then it's not a reaction.
Okay.
Thankfully, it is a limited
Yep.
use.
Yep.
I will focus myself and tap into my Blessing of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Oh, it is a bonus action. I'm sorry. And teleport 30 feet
Okay.
to an
Does it
unoccupied space I can see, which is just
Okay.
behind and to the left of the beholder.
You can do that. Yep.
Excellent.
You're like pressed into a corner, like against the wall, but yeah, absolutely.
That's all I need. And then I'm going to stab it.
Go for it.
That would be a 27 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
You will not get sneak attack because
No.
it is not in melee with any of your allies yet.
Not yet. And that will be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage, and it takes that damage. And I
Just
can do that. Yeah, you stab it like into the back of the maxilla. Yeah, painful.
No more rain gator games for you.
You can see from where you are, you've seen Rudolph before. Rudolph did not look like this. Rudolph had a body and like 2 eyes, and its nose was the thing that was shiny, not its eye. It's also like his antlers have like baubles and like streamers hanging off of it. But strangely enough, where you would imagine like the cut marks would be on the neck, it's just smooth fur. Santa's done something horrible to Rudolph. Okay, that brings us to Ron. Ron, you've killed all the creatures around you,
Okay.
but there's a
Yeah.
big angry deer head.
I behold here. I'll try to strike an attack. I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I tried it. Sounds good.
Yeah, okay, so you're gonna move up in melee with it.
Yeah.
You are gonna be... How much movement speed do you have? Because you're probably gonna be too far away.
Oh god.
You could try to throw your spear at it instead if you wanted to.
Sounds
I think
good. Yeah.
Yeah, you only have 30 feet of movement probably, so you can only move 15 feet closer to it this turn. Because of its its slowing effect.
Alright. So, yeah, I hit.
Yep, so you're throwing a spear instead.
Yeah, it's 21.
That hits.
And it's 5.
5 points of damage. Nice. Okay. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action?
No. Good.
Alright. That brings us to Patch. Patch,
Patch
you're
is
about 10
gonna-
feet away from it.
10 feet.
Yep.
So I can move 15 feet.
You can move 15 feet.
It's
Yeah.
floating in the air,
But
right?
you had moved up into melee range with that goblin. So you're in melee range currently with a goblin and a hobgoblin. Because they were next to each other.
Yep, I'm going to use my Starlight Step to magically teleport.
Yep.
Like,
That
directly
bonus action?
behind it. Yeah. bonus
Okay.
action.
Yep.
So directly behind, and then take 2 strikes with my Great Club.
Go for it.
So the first one would be 19 to hit,
That hits.
and that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Yep.
And then that's going to be a miss. That's not going to hit.
What did you roll?
A 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Cool. It's Jack's turn then.
Jax is really far away, right, at this point?
Jack is 30 feet away. Yeah. Same as that.
And how far is Jack away from the other goblins? That are...
Like 20 feet probably.
Cool. So
Yeah, with 40 feet of movement, Jack could get up to the goblin, just not the
Oh, it's
hobgoblin.
at 40 rather than 30. Yeah, I'm going to move up there and then like take an attack against
Against the goblin, yep. You can do that.
So that is going to be 15 to hit.
That hits. Can you do 1 point of damage?
Well, yeah, it's 7 points. Then.
Jack once again uppercuts a turkey and snaps its neck. It seems to be a signature move. That brings us to the last standing hobgoblin. UCU, I'm afraid you are still in front of it. It's gonna take another 2 attacks against you. Or actually,
Jack
I'm gonna
is
see
there,
if it
that'll
gets...
be a disadvantage.
Huh?
If Jack is next to UCU,
Yeah,
that's-
I forgot it's gonna first see if it gets its gobble gobble back. That is a 6. It does get its gobble gobble back. I need everyone to make another DC 11 con save. As it once again lets out an ear-splitting screech.
Does that include the beholder?
Yep. That includes the beholder.
Oh.
The beholder has a high con mod. No. The beholder takes some damage.
I rolled a 9.
Anyone get below an 11? Okay.
No.
You two
No.
take 13 points of thunder damage. Patch and
Ow.
Ron, you both take 6.
Oh, I'm approaching half health. Oh, shit.
You're approaching half health. I feel like Patch has been on less than 10 hit points since the beginning. Okay, that is the Hobgoblin's turn. We now come to Rudolph again. Rudolph is gonna send out 3 more of its eye rays. This time, 2 of the baubles turn to look backwards at Patch and Snow, and you realize these are not baubles, these are eyes that are just hanging from his antlers. So he's gonna send 1 at Patch, 1 at Snow, and 1 at UCU, who did all the thunder damage. So, Patch, I need you to make a dex save. Snow, I need you to make a con save. And I need UCU to also make a dex save. It's bad when your DM goes, have I got enough dice for this? What'd you get, Patch?
15.
Okay, yeah, you just make the save, so you'll take half damage as you feel the icy, hot, peppermint aroma lash out towards you. I did roll very high on this damage, and I'm trying to do math. You take 15 points of fire damage.
Oh my god.
Snow, what did you get?
What save was it again? I'm sorry.
It was a con save for you.
I got a 9.
Yeah, you fail your save, so you take...
Wait, this was the screech, right? Oh no, it's the
No,
beholder.
no, this is a second con save as
sorry. I got a
okay.
22.
Yeah, then you make the save, you will take half damage, as this ray of snow blasts out towards you. You take 8 points of cold damage. And UCU, what did you get?
18.
18, okay. You do make the save, so you will take half damage, which will be 10 points of fire damage as the same peppermint ray strikes out as you as well. That is the Beholder's turn. We come to UCU. Hobgoblin, Beholder.
I want to hit the hobgoblin
Go for it.
with my hammer.
Go for it.
But I rolled a 6.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit, I'm afraid.
But as my bonus action, I'm gonna heal myself.
Go for it. Yeah, I will remind you all, you do also have those oils that Patch gave you all earlier to apply to your weapons, which is a bonus action to do. And a healing potion each. Okay, that is your turn. It is... all the goblins are dead. Snow, we come back to you.
Very mad.
Understandable.
Okay. I am using a bonus action to manifest my echo next to the beholder.
Okay.
And I am, therefore, it is now in melee with something that it doesn't like.
Patch was already in melee with it.
Oh, cool. Well, then there's 3 of us.
Cool.
Okay. This thing is a major threat.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to attack with my rapier.
Yep.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. So, the damage will be 12 plus my sneak attack for a total of 16.
16. Math. I've mathed. Yep. Okay. You pierce into it, and those of you and Ron, you being in front of it, you can see the tip of Snow's rapier actually poking out in the back of the beholder's mouth as he rakes right through the mouth, or through the jaw into the mouth.
And it's still up, right?
It's still up.
Cool. I am unleashing my incarnation to attack one additionally from my Echo's position. So I don't get sneak attack on this, naturally. Let's see. An 11.
11 will not hit.
Okay, and then I will action surge.
Yes, you will.
Make a third attack.
Go for it.
I'm dumping everything into this. 23.
Yep. 23 hits.
For a total of 14 points of damage.
It is so close to being dead, Trevor.
You stupid abomination of reindeer net!
It is an abomination. You are correct.
Snow's just howling as
the beholder it's starting to like sort of drift down towards the ground, but its teeth are cracking, and the light in its eye is starting to flicker out, but it's still alive. Ron, what do you do?
Let's finish
You're
this.
still slowed, but you can get up to it. You can get up to melee now.
Okay, let's try
With
it.
your movements. Alright, you can go ahead and make your first attack.
So, 18.
How do you want... Describe how you want to kill the beholder.
It had 1 hit point left. God
It
damn
had
it.
1 hit point left.
I don't know. You're way more creative, Dharma. Go do your thing.
Okay. Ron, you, with your trident, you liked Rudolph. Rudolph was a nice reindeer. Rudolph just tried to help the people around him. And Santa took him and corrupted him into this abomination, and this abomination has hurt your friends. And it's not right, and it's not fair, and you just want this to be over, and you want Krampus to show up and kick Santa's ass. And you run up towards it, and you thrust your trident up through the jaw, the center prong of your trident poking up through the beholder's eye, the other two coming out either side, as its weight collapses onto your trident, and you wrench it free. And you put Rudolph out of his misery.
We'll revenge Rudolph, for sure.
There is still a single hobgoblin up next to UCU. The cone of cold has dropped, so you can use your movement to get up to the hobgoblin and make your second attack if you want. I think Kiersey's telling you to do it, Pedro.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Let's do it.
Go ahead and make your attack against the hobgoblin.
When you were saying you were close to her, I don't know. The 20.
20 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
This is 6.
Okay. Yeah, it's still alive. Patch, do you want to finish this hobgoblin? Oh, Sam, I think you're muted.
Yes, I am. Sorry, I'm just going to launch a crossbow bolt into it.
Yep, go for it.
So that's going to be 23 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Which is going to be 5 points damage.
That's what you needed. And as the moment Ron trusts his trusty trident into the hobgoblin's guts, one of your crossbow bolts zings over his shoulder, and embeds itself into the hobgoblin's open mouth and out through the back of the throat. You have defeated the creatures that Santa had defending his horde of presents. And as you take a moment to catch your breath, to assess the damage to yourselves, to your friends, to mourn Rudolph, you hear loud footsteps in the hallway behind you. You hear screaming as well, which you assume is the fire and polar bears back in the factory floor, but the footsteps are coming closer. And eventually, after a moment, the door swings open and you look and see a massive old man dressed in red and white, a thick belt across his waist, holding a massive great axe, a long white beard, balding head with white thready hair, sort of flowing over his shoulders. Ho! Ho! Haven't you all been fired?
Does he have his bag on him?
You don't see it.
Shit.
You see you stares at Patch pointedly.
Do you stare at Patch or do you stare at Santa? Because they're both still the same thing.
Is this guy self not a concentration spell?
No, it's last an hour.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow the whistle if it's time to do it.
Yep. And as Santa starts moving towards you, a look of pure rage in his eye as he takes in the carnage which you've done. You blow on the whistle that Krampus sent you, and a shrill noise sounds out throughout the room, and Santa stops. And a look of realization comes over him as the four of you hear, "Well, old man." You look behind you and you see a hunched, horned figure. Thank you, Trevor. Like a strange troll, but a welcome sight to you, as much as he should be the one you fear. You know he's come to your aid, as this guy has a sack, which he drops, and you see it spill open to reveal a similar void as the one you're currently standing in.
I think it's time we put you back in your place.
And Krampus gently moves you aside. You don't feel yourself moving, you just feel the power of this old being, older than Santa himself, move you gently to the side, around Santa, and out the door, which remains open. And as this happens, you watch the never-ending space in the room you were in start to collapse in on itself, given the fact that another such object has been brought within it. And Santa hefts his great axe as Krampus just grins at him. Brings up a massive chain and lashes out at Santa, wrapping the chain around his throat, yanking him in. And as he places his hands on Santa's face, you watch as Santa is consumed with fire and brimstone. And the door gently swings shut, letting these two greats fight it out. You make your way back past the pits, slowly, but you make it. The fire in the factory having been put out at this point by some of Santa's mechanical helpers. You make your way out into the parking lot where the workers, the elven workers, were gathered. And as they see you soot-streaked, bloodied, beaten up, but victorious, leave Santa's workshop, they start to cheer. And you know you've achieved what you came here to do. And you'll know this even more so when tomorrow you receive another thick parchment envelope with a single note inside it. It just said, "Thanks for letting me kick his ass. Krampus." And that is where we end the tale of death to Santa. Our elves victorious, unionized. Santa probably dead. Krampus does not leave survivors. How are y'all feeling?
We seized the means of production.
Yes,
But you know, now the real work starts. 3 more hours, right? As we build a cooperative.
That's our January one-shot, Kirsty. We'll bring it to you live from the picket with my supervisors. It'll be a great time. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. Putting up with my insufferable puns, which I found on the internet.
Patch is going to go and try and heal a little bit because he's like, honestly, 4 hit
You've
points.
earned your vacation days, Patch.
Yeah.
Late at night, Snow would want to go to the smoldering remains of the workshop, find the red bag, and then throw it into the multi-dimensional bag into the multi-dimensional space, ripping open a gate to the astral plane, sucking the whole thing out to rid the world once and for all of this horrific fat man.
Yeah, and you absolutely, you can definitely do that.
Standing in the snow.
You find his corpse. Krampus. It is crispy. But you imagine Krampus enjoyed himself. You see you're uniting the workers.
Hole.
And Ron? Oh, sorry. You see?
No, the megaphone of blasting has the little like button, so it can be blasting or not blasting.
Yep.
And so I'm using it in a less fighty way to rally.
But you're ready if the Union Busters ever show up again.
Yeah. They don't know.
No. No one knows what happened in that room. Ron, what do you do?
Oh, give a nice funeral for Rudolph for the rest out of him.
And all of the other reindeer attend.
Yes. Oh, maybe try to
Prancer
find
and Dasher and whatever their names are.
We
Yeah,
used to
maybe-
laugh and call him names.
maybe try to find the old elf that Patch Scream met and give her a nice gingerbread or something.
You absolutely can do that, yep.
Good.
Alright. And on that note, I think that is the end of our stream for tonight. Thank you everyone who was who watched. Thank you everyone who donated. We're at £105, which will all go to the Forth Valley Rape Crisis Center. Thank you so much. I am tipsy, which is also fun. The internet, parts of the internet are collapsing, but let's find out where you can find our guests. Trevor, let's start with you. Where can people find you? Anything you want to plug?
Well, let me think. Kind of. Hi, Trevor Valley, professional dungeon master and paleontologist. I'm, while it still exists, and while I'm not banned, you can find me on Twitter at Tattoos and Bones, TATTOOSANDBONES.
He has both of those.
Because I am the tattooed paleontologist. Every Monday night, though, you can find me on -2 Charisma's Twitch stream, playing Mac, the Minotaur Gunslinger, a literal cowboy, on A Sinner's Dream. It's a 1940s noir-inspired 5th edition D&D game. And that's all I'm actually doing every week now, other than my own private games and stuff.
Yeah. Well, pay Trevor to DM for you.
Yes.
Yes. And if you have more money to give after donating to our fundraiser, Trevor is fighting brain cancer, so please do also donate to his Just Giving or GoFundMe.
Tattoosandbuns.com. There's a list of links.
Yes. Give Trevor a hand. Kirsty, anything you want to plug? Where can people find you? I know you can't log into your Twitter account right now.
The dual factor authentication isn't sending me text messages, so my week has been very peaceful, but when I do log back in, maybe one day, it's at Kirsty E. Graham. I also shout out to the Animal Behavior Collective. We can still log into that account, and we are. And Animal Behavior Collective organizes microgrants and mentorship for students in animal behavior. So,
yeah, and join your local union.
Definitely, UCU if you're in the UK, and quite a few in the US and other countries.
Yes, and Pedro, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's your first time playing in a while. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you all for having me. I did enjoy a lot. I'm sorry for anything if I slowed down at some point something.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
And yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I'm just a boring postdoc working with microbiology and environmental samples from the deep sea. But if
that's
you want to
not
know
boring.
More,
not boring at all.
Work on something called Asgard.
I'll ask you this again to you on the January 1st after we spend some time together, and if you're gonna tell me, but it's fine.
Fair
so yeah, thank you a lot. I have been watching the show and I really enjoyed it too.
What's your Twitter handle? You do have to tell people that.
It's my last name is LEAO_PEL.
Perfect. You can still find Sam and I at ScottishSide.com and at DJ Vaidman, but Twitter is collapsing at the moment, so who knows how much you'll see us on there. But you can find Science and Sorcery at Science Sorcery on Twitter and at Science and Sorcery on Twitch and YouTube and TikTok. You can also find us here for our last stream of 2022 next Wednesday for the finale of our mini-campaign, Search for the Mirror. Will we save some adorable red panda-looking things from a necromancer? I hope so. Will we see some character development for my colonialist fairy, Sam's airheaded genasi, Rachel Williams's grifting tiefling, and the totally normal human cannibal who eats bones who is actually a vampire? We'll find out. Join us next Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here on Twitch. There will be more snow leopards next year, Alex. I've promised you this. Don't worry. And other than that, we'll have another charity one-shot for you in January, as well as another mini-campaign. But you'll hear more about that on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Good night, everyone.